everywhere. I hope your ship is well, that only Jolly Roger has been through hell. Yo ho, on an adventure we go. In the deep digital high seas, we travel with ease, until we reach the outer edge and freeze. The Arctic chill like a very speed mill through the darkness led by our will. Yo ho, on an adventure we go, to beyond the outer limits of society, broadcasting the reality. The pirates will always steal the show. From WPRPN, you know. Yo ho, on an adventure we go. Dock our vessels in the Skullport Harbor. No land lovers will fight for you harder. Your old first mate went AWOL after a drinking field haul. The legacy of pirate radio is strong. I hope our mates will come along. The changes we seek may not be long. That is why I wrote this song. And we go ho ho, on adventure we go.
Welcome, everybody, friends, folks, foes, and fellow pirate mateys, to this week's latest edition of World Pirate Radio News. It's show segment number 333. 333. How intense is that, huh? For all you numerology aficionados, might want to pay a little closer attention than usual. My name, of course, is Jaffe Ryder, host of tonight's show, or this afternoon's, depending on where it is that you happen to call home, your location via the globe. The website is WPRPN.com. We've got a new look to things, actually, thanks in large part to the efforts of Sonia Galactic, courtesy of galacticfire.com. We've also finally managed to catch up a little bit with the archive calendar end of things, the feature show content, June 2025. Now, up in place and easily accessible for folks wanting to take a little more of a deep dive into the archives. In the event that you missed shows with Ann Diamond, Tony Sayers, and, geez, I don't know, maybe Sonia could help me with the third person. It was not Christian Laterre. Anyways, there was three altogether that we interviewed in June. Did you take a look at?
I think it was June, yeah.
The post? It was not Christian, though, but anyways, it's...
Anyways.
We've got, Anne and Tony, and there was one more very colorful character as well. So be sure to like, comment, share. Remember to hit subscription notification buttons. to help us out as far as the algorithms are concerned. Always very much appreciated. Uh, Liking, commenting, sharing, passing word on to friends, family, and coworkers. Really critical stuff. Half of everything that we do generate, as far as donations are concerned, whether it be on through the sale of merch via places such as galacticfire.com or elsewhere. Check out the show description end of things, what we have available over there. That's the way to do it. TeePublic and TeePublic and what? There's one. Anyways, we got 3 links altogether, including galacticfire.com. Pirate One Radio at protonmail.com is our email address, and that's not only in the event that you have show concepts, ideas you'd like to bounce off of us, or guests that you'd like to suggest we take a look at, work on bringing on board, but also our PayPal. So just to finish the earlier thought, half of everything we do manage to generate goes directly back to the grassroots, which is really something that is done totally in the spirit of Robin Hood. Of course, this is the good ship, Robin Hood, sailing out here anywhere between, well, used to be as many as 3 times a week. That got to be a little taxing, burdensome, unfortunately. So 1 to 2 times, depending on we've got slated via these high, often all too intrepid digital seas. And so yeah, hashtag WWRD, what would Robin Hood do? Probably reach out to people who find themselves at their wits' end with their backs against the wall. And even if just a small token gesture, it's amazing the positive results that can come about and what you can do in engaging your fellow man or woman, whatever the case may be, in providing some positive energy, basically, to a situation that would have otherwise ended quite tragically. Unfortunately, is what we've seen all too often. So yeah, I guess that's about it as far as introductions are concerned. We have, as you could probably hear, Sonia Galactic, courtesy of Phoenix, Arizona, connecting with us here this week. Vinny from Brooklyn, Roger Hansen. Roger calls, of course, I'm not sure what the state motto is. Illinois, Roger. It's not the show me state. That's Missouri. But what is the state motto out of Illinois, anyways?
Forget about
it. Yeah, no, that's not
That
Illinois. Come on.
Be garbage is on Monday.
Oh, stop it. That's a load. Crap, you know it. Yeah.
But it's the land of Lincoln.
Oh, the land of Lincoln?
Yeah.
Illinois.
Which is it's pretty ironic considering he was president of the North who was born in frickin' Kentucky and moved to Illinois.
Well, frickin' A. So, but that's the thing is obviously you have what's that, Yvonne? Was that Yvonne?
Their motto is the Bears. Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
God.
Yeah.
The Bears.
Yeah. Doing all we can. Go ahead.
Didn't they win like maybe 1 Super Bowl? I think maybe 2.
Oh yeah. That's back in the day when they had the fridge, I guess. Is that right? Remember the fridge?
That would have probably been 1.
Yeah.
I think they won another one in the 80s. Refrigerator Perry.
Yeah. Where is he these days anyways? He's still alive, isn't he?
He's probably dead.
No, he was quite the phenomenon.
He's running in the Senate as Abrams.
Your kid? Are you serious?
He's running in the Senate?
No, that was a joke. I'm goofing on Stacey.
Oh, okay. He's definitely not running, dude. Like last time I seen him, he was like 400 pounds.
Rolling at best. Has he put on a lot of weight since he left professional sports?
Yeah, well, now I don't know, because he'd have to be old.
Well, come on, he may be 60 years old tops. He didn't he try professional wrestling for a time as well, or am I not recalling things? Maybe
he
a bit of a lark.
I think he did back when
WrestleMania.
What was it? There was another guy, Zeus. Back when Zeus was coming in, he was coming in when he was, I believe, in WrestleMania. You remember Zeus, don't you?
Certainly do not. No. Who was he?
Bald-headed guy. Every time he looked at the camera, his eyes were like bloodshot red.
Vinny, do you remember? Do you remember him?
Yeah, he's the guy in the last 100 yards. I think it was that movie with Adam Sandler and all the stars.
Yeah, the Green Mile.
Right.
Or yeah. Prisoner.
Wait a minute. You're talking about he died. The big black Michael. Wasn't his first name Michael?
Well, Michael Clark Duncan was in the Green Mile. Yeah, he's dead. But Zeus isn't, as far as I know.
What was Michael's? I'm sorry. So Michael's what? Duncan? Something Duncan?
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah. And you know who he was dating at the time when he passed away? You know who he was hooked up with?
Lady Gaga?
No. Oh, geez. It was one of Trump's reality. Remember the black reality TV star that Omarosa, was that her name?
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oof.
And under what circumstances did he die exactly? I don't know. Really, it's who knows, man. You could, and really anything like that should be investigated. And was it? Did he have children, maybe from a previous marriage or relationships? Who's to say? Apparently, he was a pretty decent. He was a decent, like a kind of friendly giant. You wouldn't want to. Obviously, he's the kind of people you don't want to piss off, but pretty easygoing. Not a bully type character by any means. So, real shame, but yeah. Almarosa, how about that? So, okay, Vinny from Brooklyn, Sonia out of Phoenix, Arizona, Roger, courtesy of West Frankfort, Illinois, and Yvonne Malenfant, who himself he calls Coquitlam, British Columbia, down there in the lower mainland of southern BC. That's where he's connected. Oh God! And here we go with that setup that he had. He's back with that. He's got to have the headphones on, doesn't he? I'm almost willing to bet, based on no, Yvonne, we cannot even hear you talking. All we hear is a lot of static. So we see your lips moving. Please take. What happened to your snowball? Get that snowball on. Oh, try talking.
Yeah, the snowball's right
there. You go.
Oh, I got to turn it around.
Oh dear God, this is like night and day. You sound great now. That's the way to do it.
Is that better?
Oh hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you bet.
Mr. Anderson is on my chat. He's telling you that you're live and that he can hear everything.
Well, that's
you can hear everything.
Oh everything.
We got Coley out of Coley Weber out of SNX Radio. Of course, we had Coley on board, as you know. Sonia well remembers a couple of weeks ago. She was a gas. She was a lot of fun. We had a good time there. I think all things considered, really, covered the gamut. So, Sonia, is there anything you like to maybe chair on that front. Give a shout out to Coley and SNX Rigging. Yeah. You see
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for coming over. Appreciate it. For sure.
Yeah. Vinny holding things down over on via D Live. Coley and Sonia reaching out to us courtesy of, via YouTube right now. So Facebook, Telegram, what else do we got open up here? We're trying to are we live streaming through WPRPN.com? Been working on...
No, I don't think so. I think it is the RTMP thing or whatever you were talking about.
Yeah, we got to get that.
Just gotta install that. Takes a sec.
Properly in place. So we'll do that.
While you're streaming, go in, copy the link to your live stream on the channel you're doing it on, and just put it in the comment section.
I'm not going to mess. Oh, I don't know if I even want to mess around with that right now during the live stream, but we'll definitely tackle
I can do it for you.
We'll do that.
It's easy. I can do it for you. Hold on.
Are you on YouTube right now, Jeff?
We should be. Yeah. I think it looks that way.
Hey, so speaking of YouTube, I don't know if you guys know, but supposedly Jim Jordan has organized a way for all the people who were taken off of YouTube for speech issues to return.
Really?
Yeah. So on Twitter today.
So how's that supposed to work exactly? To what?
I'm not entirely sure. I haven't gotten my channel back yet, which is I want the channel back. I don't want to just start all new because of the circumstances for my leaving YouTube. And the last time I was in the middle of a video preview and my channel disappeared.
Jeez.
Right. So I'd like to see exactly what determination was made at that time to do that.
Oh my God, they're never gonna come clean.
Well, they have to give a reason for the whole termination of the channel. That should still be there, right? Unless they actually actively erase it. But
and is this in any way applicable to what is it, Section 230?
I haven't gone into it yet. It probably is in some way. Okay. I don't know that for sure.
Hey, let's go back to Yvonne, if only because we never know how much time he's going to be spending with us each week here when he does drop by. So harpo.ca, let's hear just a brief rundown of the services you offer, including it's a free half hour. That's always appealing, of quality counseling and therapy. What more can you say?
Get a hold of us, and first half hour is free, and all are invited. No obligation to continue unless you want to. Something funny happened yesterday. Michelle and I went to a what do you call that? Sort of an end of life, memorial service at her church. A lady in our church, 99 years old, died.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking, she's expected to live to 113. So
who said that?
Some people are suspecting foul play.
Yeah, right.
Maybe they should have an autopsy or something.
Yeah, well, who said that? Like, who said she was expected to live to 113?
But she lived to be 99.
It's a good joke.
Anyway,
definitely. Yeah. So how else?
But she's really sweet. Yeah.
Oh, great. So you did know her for a number of years, then, I guess. Is that right?
Well, since we came back from Korea 9 years ago.
That's right.
Yeah. And there are a lot of old ladies in our church, and got to watch out for foul play like that, rat poison, and stuff like that. Never know.
They're always on the prowl.
The evil nurses, giving them too much morphine.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, yeah, no, that's kind of...
I'm joking.
It's joking. A little dark humor. That it is Canada we're talking about there, so maybe...
It is Canada.
Naroki 5.
Oh, and last Tuesday, a bear got hit down the coast. Coast Meridian.
Sorry to jump in and interrupt here, Jaffe. I need there's some people that because I'm like literally on another bridge call, which is why I can't join in right away. but they requested a link to like, where are you located? I know you're at D Live, but are you on Facebook or YouTube or Rumble or any of those sites right now?
What you do is you click the main link that goes to Minds, and then it provides you with there's a D Live, YouTube, Facebook, Telegram. I think those are the four main ones, really. So
all right, there we go. So okay, is it on YouTube right now?
Sure is.
Yes.
All right, then great. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes here because they requested it because they said it was going to be on. Yeah, this is the reason why I couldn't jump in here right away, but they asked for it, so I'm jumping in, leaving. Apologies, Yvonne, for having to do that to you. But I'll be back in a few minutes.
Alrighty, maybe
all good.
We can hear more about the Made Canada's.
Yeah, Jaffe, he's around Kunshan, China, I think, isn't he?
Who are we talking about now?
No, you're over Kunshan, China.
Kunsan, maybe Kunsan.
Kunshan, in China.
Jeez, I've never heard of that one. What the hell? What's that all about?
I'm kidding. No. Anyway, so bear got hit on Coast Meridian.
Oh, the bear got hit.
And
yeah,
they killed him by a car.
The car killed him, and what's the punch?
Anyways.
No punch.
I don't know. It's kind of sad. That's one more bear that won't come through our window. I tell you that much, at least.
Oh, so
I've got a question for you, Jeffy, too.
A lot of bears in the hood at Burke Mountain.
Wow.
Hey,
go ahead.
Who is Asawi? As always.
Any like a Middle Eastern.
As always. No, at the end of your shows, you're saying, as always, is always your host, or something like that.
Yeah.
Who's this guy? As always.
That's me. As always, host. I guess referring to myself.
I thought that was a dude. As always.
Could be.
As always.
An alter ego personality or something, if that's what you prefer.
Is it just kind of like whenever you say that, I always want to ask you, Gideon?
Well, yeah, my son. I look. I totally get it, and in a sense that my enunciation, unfortunately, is not always the best. It's not the total top shelf material that some people would prefer or are accustomed to, but we're here doing our best. So yeah, as always, working on doing our best. So has everyone had a chance to take a look at the talking points, essentially what we've managed to collate or just to put together over the course of the past week? There's, as always, of course, it's a busy news week. There's just so many stories, so many issues. We can only cover so many items to begin with, and then in addition to that, only do so much real quality analysis, as far as taking a deep dive on things. So I know Sonia will love to hear it. It was recently Bruce Springsteen's birthday. Her favorite, I don't know, champagne Democrat.
That's fantastic. Thanks for sharing.
I have mixed. I have real Bruce. What's that?
Didn't Big Mike go on stage with Bruce for his birthday?
Yeah. Oh, that was maybe or whose who? When you say his birthday, you mean Bruce's or Mike's? Yeah.
It was Leonard Cohen's birthday yesterday.
Well, what does it? He's dead. What does it matter, right?
Oh wow! Listen to this.
Yeah, no, yeah. Listen, from a guy that wrote a song. Actually, I should send you a copy of that recent version I re-recorded. Dear Leonard, Yvonne.
Really?
Yeah. So Yeah, and I actually shared it with Ann Diamond.
Yeah, send it on. Love to hear it.
Yeah. I changed the key, and I was for years like I needed I think everyone should have a vocal coach. That's one of the things that you've been good for, people like you over the years, sounding boards, to things that I do. And we should all, that's what a good friend, I think, one of the qualities they have is a sounding board. And as was told back in the day, years ago in university, that a good friend is someone who tells you when you've got a booger in your nose, basically.
Yeah.
But hopefully they don't come across as too much of an asshole, but they, taking the piss a little bit, as we all do here, that's what makes the show, adds a little of the color and life to things, obviously, but constructive criticism, I guess, is what it boils down to. So
every campfire's got one or two assholes.
Well, okay.
Every campfire's got.
Don't tell me, stinky
Todd
Friedman.
Kelly.
Oh,
Todd Kelly.
Oh, okay, and he was. God, you guys put on an awful performance. National television. Number of the Korean audience members watching, you could see the look of horror on their faces. You
mean Arirang TV?
It was like a huge festival, and it was like
the Mud Festival. Yeah.
Look, that could have been. And what was the one song? Was it the goat song or something like that? Like, oh, jeez.
Motor On.
Huh? Yeah. Well,
Motor On. You didn't like it?
Look, man, Sense and Sensibility, all right? So,
it's a movie.
Well, it's a book, I think, too.
I thought it was pretty good.
Jane Austen. What, the movie, the book, or the performance?
Performance.
Of course you would, because you're a part of it. So you were stoked, and I know you look upon it and recall it with fond memories.
Let the people decide what they think of it.
Well, I just kind of did, and the Korean audience members, just old, the younger people might have grooved on it. That's the thing. Okay, I'll give you that much. If it was the Mudfest, younger people, but it's how it is, quite often you see the older crowd, like us, our age. Only they're not as hip as we are. Clearly,
but they want trot music. So what?
Yeah, they want the cha-cha-cha.
Trot.
Yeah, I don't get that, though. Because, freaking our generation came from the greatest freaking time period of music.
We're talking
all
Korea,
these people,
dude. You have no idea.
But still, they go to, old music before our generation, even. Now they're listening to stuff your parents listen to, and they're our age. It's crazy.
Koreans?
Yep.
All of them. It don't
what do you mean
matter
all
what
of them?
country.
All of them? Like what? All of them Asians? What are you talking about?
All people our ages always seem to go back farther.
That's right.
It's weird.
Well, it's natural. There's something about it. There's something in our psyche. The logos, the word, how bumblebees bumble and fish swim and birds fly. Humans, we've got our inner logos as well. So, and there's something about it, maybe sentimentality or what have you, but I've been doing that, going back and revisiting the music that I kind of mocked and turned my back on, like Hank Williams, for example, in the day. It's like, I'm cooler than that, man. We're here to rock. So,
that's right.
But then you get to a point where it's like, wait a minute, maybe there's a reason, people were, drawn to this, and the mark that he left, the impressions and the impact that he had, it was for good reasons. So should take a second look. And when you do, quite often, and it's with anything, with literature, music, film, people, you take a second look, evaluation. That's like, oh, well, okay. You see it with a whole new set of eyes. Vinny, go ahead.
Sorry, can I just mention one thing quickly? Going back to that song you're trashing.
Motor On. It was a performance in the venue.
But I would like to hear from the Peanut Gallery what other people think. And remember, the band we had backing us, we rehearsed for like 7 minutes, literally.
And then Todd Kelly
Todd
was a maniac, man. Guy's a maniac. That's the thing. That's like there's a and
why isn't this chat working?
Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, but I mean, here's a song. You listen to it when you have time. Let me know what you think.
Put the link in the chat. Yeah. Okay, Vinny, we will. Thank you.
Go ahead, Vinny. Thanks.
Yeah.
I
love your opinion.
I'm gonna go listen to it again after the show, actually, just give it just kind of.
Okay.
You're sure that was the Mudfest? It seemed like it was a more kind of bourgeois, kind of cookie cutter mainstream.
Well, it depends which one you're talking about. This is Mud Festival.
It was televised. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Vinny. Yes.
Yeah. So I want to address the first item in your list here. The Prison Planet lockdown.
Yes.
15-minute freedom cities.
15-minute Trump's 15-minute, freedom cities. That's like the Patriot Act. Ooh, you must be a patriot to support that. Devil's in the details.
Yeah. Well, there's a great site for people to look up the progress of these things, right? Because they're going by different names. One other name they're going by is C40 cities.
Well, the C4 cities.
Yeah, C40. So if you go to c40.org, you'll get the skinny on that whole thing.
Wow. Is Palantir, BlackRock, let me guess, how much money have they invested in this project?
It's trillions and quadrillions.
Musk, Trump, they're all in on it. They got to be. Do you know that whole Prison Planet term? Apparently, a lot of people think, oh, Alex Jones. Guess what? From what I heard, and I've tried to fact check it. I couldn't quite get to the bottom of things, but it came from the Jesuits. And even you can sort of bring it up to more modern times if within the context of what the OTO, Orient Templi Oriental, Ordo Templi Orientals. Hang on. They're yeah.
Go ahead. Huh?
Hang on. Hold your horses. That the slave shall serve. Okay, that's their end goal, end all, be all. It's like the transhumanist, post-human. That means no humans. End game and agenda that they're working towards. And the slave shall serve. OTO. Check it out. So, and Prison Planet, that in part, well, in a bit, it basically you look at the panopticon. It can't that term itself. That's the all-seeing eye, basically, having come from, or at least been further developed, courtesy of Jeremy Bentham, and I'm not sure about John Stuart Mill. Maybe John Mill's father and Jeremy Bentham. They had a big hard-on for this, the Prison Planet all-seeing eye, so that wherever you went, you were just constantly under surveillance, being targeted. And what's it good to say about the best kind of slave? They're the ones who actually think they're free. So go ahead, Roger. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Hey, it's fine. When you mentioned that kind of freaked me out because we had just talked about, I think Sonia was in the conversation too, but L. Ron Hubbard also came up with the term prison planet. And the concept was supposed to be Earth was a prison by spiritual beings called Thetans.
Thetan, yeah. Thetan. Like, it almost sounds like Satan, don't you think?
Yeah. That's kind of messed up because of all these supposed conservatives who are following frickin' Alex Jones faithfully.
Did you see his rant? The way, I think we've got, maybe that's in the talking points as well. Did you see the way with Owen Schroyer stepping away from InfoWars, the way that he dumped on him?
Yeah.
He just completely lost his shit. I've really lost a lot of respect for Alex. Like he's totally mental. He's a total. He's sociopathic, absolutely narcissistic. It'd be interesting to see what someone like, I don't know, Jordan Peterson or whoever, maybe Dr. Phil. Nah, Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew, I think, would provide probably the best. He's maybe as he. I think he was even on Alex's show at one time or another. But just keeping them honest, holding them to account. Like this, you can't, and no apology on his part either. Like Owen gave so much to the show. Owen did time. Owen like took the rap for Alex, didn't he? What did he remember? I
The
mean,
J6 thing. Yeah.
yeah, he put himself out there big time. I got so much more, and the way he carried himself in just kind of handing in his, just proceeding with his resignation and saying, I'm on to greener pastures. Like, okay, there's with all these Infowar employees, they're such really, I don't know, it's psychophants too, like the cult of Alex. They sign an NDA. That's one of the things that a lot of people talk about, and then who knows what that ultimately entails. But and the exclusivity, like, did Owen shine? Did he break his contract? What is he? Speaking of L. Ron Hubbard, like the billion-year contract, right? That like this is Owen Schroyer expected to completely surrender his everything, his entire professional career, and have it, committed to Alex and Infowars? Is he not a free agent?
Well, he doesn't own Infowars anymore, though. That's the good thing. Alex Jones lost it in the lawsuit.
Well, it's not, don't say the Babylon Bee.
I don't. No.
Yeah. Okay, we got 50.
I don't know for sure who owns it, to be honest.
Yeah, nor do I. Go ahead, Vinny. And I got something to say about Thetans too. I want to add something about Thetans after Vinny's done. Go ahead, Mr. Vince.
Yeah, well, he contends it was a backstabbing, like he implies David Knight did to him as well. That's what it was.
Yeah. Wow.
Except that we don't really see it. Like all this stuff that happened, what happened apparently behind the scenes. So it's his word versus Owens.
Well, what exactly? Like the backstabbing? Like, can we have some? Is there any concrete, substantive details?
Nothing that applies to us. That's what I mean. It was all the Infowars internal battle stuff.
Well, did they not keep like an Infowars like diary of what was taking place behind the scenes if there were issues? Like I guess a large part of it was Trump and Israel. That's how the story goes, right? And then Alex denied that. Right.
One of the things Owen accused Alex of is that he was stifling his content and then horning it on shows to tell him what to say and what not to say.
And didn't David Knight say the same thing himself?
That's what I understand as well. So it's interesting.
I'm sorry. I like, Alex deserves a lot of credit for the work that he's done over the years, but he's also just too much of an egomaniac. And what is that intelligence outfit that he's been kind of quietly working with over the years? That's very interesting as far as this whole web of intrigue is concerned. And especially within the context of the recent, the Kirk assassination, and how everyone, there's a real, I think it's, it's basically, we're in the middle of a war. It's a war, like Infowars talks about the people's struggle for war, for people's hearts and minds, the battle. It's always been that way, all down through history. And sometimes there's people who end up getting martyred, and when they do, it only makes their legacy and what they had to offer more relevant, more important. Look at they live on a lot longer than they probably would have otherwise. John Lennon, MLK, JFK, Gandhi. So I don't know. It's like, decisions. But that the whole Israel business and that angle, Musk and Trump, the bromance, is it back on? They apparently, that's the kind of cover splash photo. Of course, we should get to that.
I hope it is, because freaking, you know what? Elon was on the right track. If freaking they would have taken that money and given it back to the freaking voters that got ripped off, that money would have been actually used for something instead of putting it back into the government. You know, because when they put it back in the government, it just disappeared.
Oh,
but
billions of and what was the campaign? Refresh my memory. The name wasn't that long ago.
It was oh god.
Well,
No,
USAID, they took they audited USAID.
Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot the name too.
To the Kennedy era. So they had anyone?
I forgot the damn name. I've been calling it an audit, and I've completely forgot the freaking actual name of it.
Yeah, well, just and you're right though, but it never goes back to the people, does it? It never does. It just and the banks are too big to fail, right? And the bankers too powerful to jail. So,
well, you should think that there's all this money going back and forth, right? But it's only going. It's the greatest part of it is only going back and forth among these scumbags, right?
Yeah, right.
And that actually could be all of us instead of those stupid bastards, right? And I think that's where we're going.
Sonia's got her hand. Yeah,
and trust. Yeah.
Yeah. Finish. Sorry. Sonia's got her hand raised, and TikTok. Don't forget, we got to get to that too. We've got about looks like 15 minutes, and it's total Zionist. And we say Zionist, like it's largely that can be a lot of things, but bottom line, of course, is just undying, unwavering support for Israel, and it can be.
And Mr. A wants a shout out. Shout out, Mr. A.
Yeah, Mr. Anderson. Thank you. Yeah, he's been struggling with some health issues, and we've been trying to reconnect with him here. We tagged him over on Twitter just recently, and
he's on fire tonight, dude. He's in love with you. He's been getting on my chats. He's been doing your chats.
Wow, great. Well, that's great. Everyone, if you can, positive energy. For prayers, whatever, however it is people approach these things, for him, and, back into the fold, hopefully here at some point, back on track. And yeah.
He said for me to have you walk the bike.
Walk the bike? What does that mean?
Yes, he says have him walk the bike.
B-I-K, like bicycle?
Yes.
Anyone translation, please?
I have no idea.
Okay, so somebody was Sonia, were you gonna you were going to say something about Mr. Anderson, Vinny? I'm not sure if you finished your point. We'll get back to the screen share. I mean, take a look at the comments, of course, too, in real live time. Let's see what's going on here. I'm not even sure how this bloody the beam works. There we go. Working with audio and video. Not sure who that is. Working with audio and video. Is that maybe Roger Hansen, incognito? So
good guess.
Yeah, Mr.
The live
Anderson
is working now on the website.
Oh, it is? Really?
It is, yes.
Through WPRPN.com.
Yep.
I don't know how that managed to be the case. But we'll talk about that.
I altered it a little bit just now.
That's crazy. So, all right.
Yeah. You got to do it offline here sooner or later.
Stuff. So, all right. We got about 10 minutes, basically. Let's take a look at the talking points. TikTok's takeover, VPN. Oh, can you, surprise, Mossad's and Unit 8020-8200 and the IDF. Well, isn't that a shock? Not really. Yeah, but total surveillance and technology to the highest, world's top #1 most sophisticated. Yet October 7th came as a total surprise. Right. Go ahead, Yvonne. Go ahead, Yvonne.
Yeah, and the talking points. Oh, geez, I just lost it. What do they mean when they're talking about Israel warns about some kind of attack or
a
warning
thank you.
of some kind?
Thank you.
What's that about?
Terror event that now we're going to hopefully connect with Robert Morningstar if he's available. I was helped, provide a little wingman support on his show last night and mostly the after show end of things. But there's some rumblings in the underground that there's a warning coming via some obscure sort of Israeli group of some kind. He'll be able to flesh things out a little better. But for all Jews in New York City to evacuate by today, if for safety reasons. So according to them, it could be just a total fabrication as well, and a psyop of sorts. But if they know what's best for them to leave the city, almost like reminiscent of what took place on September 11th with what was that phone technology that was used?
It was Odigo, the messenger.
Odigo, that's right. Odigo, correct. Yes. There you go. So, all right. Yep. So that's the deal. That basically, and he'll be able to kind of flesh things out a little better for us if he connects following the break. Got about a little under 10 minutes here, folks. Are there any more questions regarding the talking points? Who passed away this last week? Usually we got this. Sonny's got her hand up there. So
Robert Redford did.
Well, that's right. That was like last week. That's right. 89 years of age. Was anyone like a big fan of him or his movies? He wasn't he.
99-year-old Vera from church passed away.
Okay, all right. I think you shared that in the pre-show audio tech check end of things. Is that right? Sometimes everything just becomes a bit of a blur. Why don't we hear that? Yeah. So the Sundance Film Festival, I think you helped to launch that. And
3 Days of the Condor, maybe one of my favorite movies.
Butch Cassidy, Sundance Kid. Yeah, all kinds. So
The Sting,
yeah, he was like producer, director, actor. He did it all. So was he ever married? Like he was kind of, his private life was kind of, didn't hear too much about. Was he like a fancy free kind of freewheeling bachelor his whole life, or kind of?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways. He was in that TV show about the Pima Indians down in the South, I think. What's that called? Something Winds.
Oh, the Wind Talkers.
It's really good show. Something like that.
They were the code breakers.
Cool Winds.
Code breakers in World War II.
No, it is about it's set 1971 around then.
Yeah.
And it's about this investigation. These police, they're actually they're not Pima. They're what's the other one next to it?
Pine
around
Ridge?
New Mexico, Arizona. What'd you say?
Navajo, Hopi.
Yeah, Navajo, I think.
Well, okay.
The only
really
movie
good show,
I
though.
actually liked about him was Legal Eagles. Remember that? That one's kind of what reminds me of when you're talking.
Robert Redford.
Robert Redford. He was really good when he played those kind of roles.
Who was his co-star?
Oh God!
Daryl Hannah or Julia Roberts? Daryl Hannah.
I think it was. Yeah.
Something like that. Okay.
It was well, there was actually 2 chicks. Daryl Hannah, I think, was the freaking bad one. Then he had a partner. It was another attorney. It was a brunette-headed chick.
Oh, All the President's Men. Don't forget about that one, right? So.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you mentioned Daryl Hannah. Apparently, she's kind of like almost. She has this Black Widow sort of reputation. She was with Jackson Browne for quite a number of years, and there were allegations of, I think, domestic abuse on his part, but I think, as it turned out, is in the end, he's sort of he was redeemed. His reputation was, he managed to win it back, and she's not as innocent as some, she would maybe like the world to believe. She's now with Neil Young, who's got me sort of wanting to mention and draw to people's attention. It was utterly, I was just so turned off by his acerbic, the opening song. I don't even know the name of it, but it was just a rant. It was just this kind of verbal, I don't know, kind of a quasi poetic diarrhea, most, like acidic, acerbic kind, with Farm Aid 40 that opened and then kind of went down just this past week. There was a great version of Maggie's Farm that Jesse Wells and a number of other young performers collaborated on. I think it was the closing. It was the closing number to Farm Aid 40. But so Neil opened with
also, this. The Natural, Robert Redford.
Oh yeah, oh that was a great
show.
Yeah, and he was in an episode of Dark Winds. That's the name of it.
Okay, and I didn't
along with George E. Martin.
Okay,
they're playing chess.
Not the fifth Beatle, George Martin, but the other George Martin.
No, the guy who did Frodo and the Boys or Lord of the Rings. No.
Oh no!
Game of Thrones.
Fantasy writer, author, yeah. So let me just throw it there. We got a little more than 3 minutes left here. AKA Charlie Sheen, the documentary. I really, oh, come on. You serious?
Captain Sinclair.
We don't need to listen to that either. Why that kicks in right after Teams wraps up is anybody's guess, but they cut us off 3 minutes early, the bastards. Can you believe it? So, my God. But yeah, AKA Charlie Sheen. I was pretty impressed, actually, I was never like a huge fan of Charlie, and I'm not like a fan of any movie stars at all to speak of that I can think of. It's just not my thing, So I can appreciate their work, the art form that they're a part of, and that they produce. That's commendable and worth. You give credit where credit is due, right? It's kind of my way of looking at things. So, but yeah, AKA Charlie Sheen, it's a two-part sort of documentary. It shows the humanity, the kind of, and the frailties of the guy and his addictive personality, obviously. But now, can you believe it? He's been 8 years sober. Really? 8 years stone cold sober. Like, wow, way to go, Charlie. Good work. Of course, I mean, how close to death was he? So many times. He had a number of really good friends, like a small support network of people that he could trust and turn to, who had his best interests in mind, including his dope dealer, who worked on uh, reducing the amount, I guess, cutting the crack cocaine the guy was doing, and making it less potent over time. So, but and a long term friend from his childhood days, who a black guy who he grew up with, who was a avid baseball player, as Charlie has been all of his life. I didn't know he was such an athlete, So it just goes to show how close attention, sort of attention I pay to these people and their lives. So no, we don't want to hear from you quite yet, Hiroki. Just if you're listening out there, stand by. We'll be reconnecting in just a couple minutes. So, but yeah, I'd recommend that to anyone who's able to access torrents or through whatever means they're able. Uh, they did a lot of filming in their childhood days, just kind of independent filming, and great job him and the brothers. Don't know if there's any sisters in the family, but he himself, he's now got, I think, 6 kids through several marriages. He's still very close with Denise Richards and wife number 3, Brooke Mueller. And who he's with now exactly, I'm not sure. So, every people out there that followed his escapades down through the years when he was on Infowars, among other things, and just really letting loose. He's a pretty funny guy. You didn't even need to be high to be funny, actually, just to really quite a real wit and intelligence, but I think very fragile and sensitive in many ways too. So, does he get that from his father, or who exactly? But his dad was always there and in his corner, trying to, as any supportive, caring parent would be. So I'm not so sure about his mother. She stayed more in the background, based on what the documentary was provided, basically. So, and then he contracted HIV, and the reason for that, apparently, he'd been a pretty straight, sexually oriented, straight guy for most of his life, but with the crack, apparently it makes you really hyper sexual, and as a result, you know how it is when, like, for example, people drinking, their morals, their I don't know, say threshold or what have you, but how they would generally operate in the world, it can often find itself degraded and compromised. So, and with crack, God only knows. But that's how the story went, and we hear so often about, just hypersexualization is what he called it, and you know, who knows how many guys he slept with? Oh God. Without having to get into too many details, just to kind of use your imagination. As Lou Reed pops up on the screen here, speaking of, sure if he goes so far as to say notorious bisexual celebrities, and he and David Bowie, these are well known, renowned, purported to have. So they live their lives. So their lifestyle and personal decisions, private lives, basically. But yeah, great documentary, aka Charlie Sheen. It really, did a great job in helping to provide insight into and reveal the humanity of the guy. So it's great to see that he does, at least for the past 8 years now, have a handle on his demons, essentially. But he will be a lifelong addict, and someone who, as with this Brooke Mueller character, both of them, like a lot of their friends, are dead because of lifestyle choices that were made, and the addictive personalities. So very sad, very tragic, and these are cautionary tales, folks. Something that's not a cautionary tale, hopefully, that you can actually benefit from in a positive way is Red Dragon Herbs and Teas, along with CannaSense Cannabis Collective. So that's why we've got them on board here, and promote their products and what they have to offer. Red Dragon Herbs and Teas, with any order of $25 or more, you will immediately receive a 10% discount. All you simply have to do is let Ryan know one of two things, either simply Pirate Radio or Pirate Code. Meanwhile, via the CannaSense Cannabis Collective end of what we have to offer to you here this week, folks, take a look at it. CannaSense.com. Our referral code is simply 5813 5813. We'll be back in a flash. Do not touch that radio dial or computer mouse.
Medical cannabis is now legal by telemedicine. Get the medicine you need by getting reviewed for a medical cannabis card. Contactless appointments available at CannaSense.com. For as low as $39, you can get reviewed for a medical cannabis card. That's CannaSense.com for a licensed medical cannabis doctor review. CannaSense.com has all the information you need to get connected with a doctor for a $39 medical cannabis appointment. CannaSense.com. CannaSense is common sense.
Catering exclusively to the Des Moines, Iowa area and beyond, Red Dragon Herbs and Teas is a small, family-owned business dedicated to the creation of only the finest quality artisan herbal tea blends. Drawing upon many of the world's most richly established customs and traditions, Red Dragon Herb's mission is about more than just getting their products out to the market. They also strive to help educate their customers on the wider benefits, history, and folklore of all their plants. Of course, any seasoned pirate knows when they're fixin' to tango with the Kraken, you best be powered up with at least one of the finest select quality premium items, freely offered via Red Dragon Herbs and Teas wide inventory. Choosing from any of their caffeine-free, headache relief, or rest and relaxation blends, history has proven their products among the best sources of scurvy prevention and vitamin supplementation. Red Dragon Herbs and Teas, bringing you guaranteed homegrown health relief.
Red Dragon Herbs and Teas, bringing you guaranteed homegrown health relief. We are back, folks, with the second hour of this week's live streaming edition of World Pirate Radio News. It's show segment number 333, 333. Pretty powerful numerology there. So it'll be interesting to see the impact this one has on our listeners. Hopefully positive enough to the point where folks will be willing to help us out a little more as far as liking, commenting, sharing, remembering to hit subscription notification links, bells, and the like. It's all about the algorithms, isn't it? Passing word along to friends, family, and co-workers. And if you're able to help us out, buy us a virtual coffee. Pirate grog, always appreciated. Or, for example, take a look at what pirate swag we have to offer via galacticfire.com and elsewhere. TeePublic. another of the merch websites. Pirate One Radio at protonmail.com is our PayPal email address. Any digital love you send us, appreciate it as well. Thinking outside the box, that can-do approach and attitude. Half of everything that we do manage to generate on the donation front, that end of things, goes directly back to charity. We take that quite seriously. Very much in line with the whole WWRHD, what would Robin Hood do, ethos and philosophy. So we're going to call back here. Let's see what's going on here. I'm not sure if Vinny is checking out or what exactly. He's looking at some of the comments. So stand by, folks, if you're out there listening via DLive, Facebook, or otherwise. So, okay. All right. Well, yeah, here's stand by. Got your channel open there. So, one of the things that we need to do during commercial break is everybody drop out and then just wait for me to call you back up.
Oh, okay.
Just try to remember that for future consideration. We do have Robert back here, which is great. New personality, of course.
Yeah, he said he's watching some show.
No, I'm here. I'm back.
Okay.
I was watching
there. Okay.
Netanyahu. Netanyahu got booed, and more than half the UN not Security Council, General Assembly walked out.
Good.
They were hooting.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Deserves it.
Like he's run out of time essentially. What was this deal that they made with him basically to take care of business, as it were, and pursue your genocide for a year, and if you can't achieve your goals,
clean up military operations, and then the deadline was supposed to be today. President Trump's speech was amazing. A lot of Trump haters don't like it, but I thought it was great. He told the Europeans that your countries are going to hell. And migration, UN paid $375 million to help the onslaught, the invasion of the illegal migrants. And he said, the UN is supposed to stop invasions. You're not supposed to encourage them. And that's what you did.
Mm-hmm.
And he told the European countries, you're destroying your country. You're destroying your culture. You've allowed uncontrolled migrations. He said, London used to be a beautiful city, but now we have a terrible mayor. And now you want to introduce Sharia law. And he said, you can't do that. You can't do that. If you guys want the link, I have the link. It's on PBS.
Send it over.
There was
okay. Let me get it.
There was a fundamentalist Muslim in Texas who was going around to it's like Islamic merchants in his neighborhood and trying to extort them into only having halal products in their store. This was Texas that this was happening.
Yeah.
What he was trying to threaten them and
Jews do the same thing. Jews do the same thing with the kosher stamp. You see, basically, both are asking Western nations, Caucasian consumers, to pay a tax on food. Otherwise, they won't get the the stamp of approval. Okay.
Right. You've heard of the demi, I guess, under the
demitude.
And demi means half, doesn't it?
Demi means living in a half slave state. You have to pay tithe for them to let you live.
That's the kafir. That's us, the non-believers.
Well, I think this shit is all coming to a head. Pardon the expression. I'm sorry. I don't like to curse.
It is a pirate ship, Robert.
It's coming to a head here. With
coming in more ways than one.
Let me ask you this, Robert.
Back to the poop deck now.
Sure.
Yeah. Now, I think, in fact, Yvonne, you raised the point, and thank you for drawing this to our attention. You were curious, and that's why we're glad to have Robert here now. There was talk of a potential terror attack, Robert. There was a warning that came via who out of Israel?
Betar. Not out of Israel. BETAR. BETAR is an organization that was formed in 1923 by a really rabid communist, a really vicious guy, one of the worst sadists that I've ever seen as far as history is concerned. Zev Jabotinsky.
Mm-hmm.
Jabot.
Can you type it in the chat, Robert, please?
Yeah, let me get you the president's speech. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Get that down there. And then, I'll cut in. I didn't get a chance to see Netanyahu, but he said he wasn't thinking of going. Well, he shouldn't have gone. I swear, everybody marched out of the General Assembly. Not everybody. A handful of people stayed. But he's not well received.
It'll be interesting to see how Fox News and other sort of pro-Israel, Sky News and GB News, they try to spin that one. Because they're just undying. The amount of Israel lobby APAC style type money that they receive, you really gotta wonder about. At least I really do. So and the pharmaceutical, that's another issue too. Big pharma, as it came out, was it last year that Anderson Cooper, 2/3 of his salary came directly from big pharma?
Yeah.
What a jerk.
Well, the reason is that they own the media. There's no ways about it.
Well, have you heard the news that apparently YouTube has decided that it's going to allow content creators that got their, which includes mine, by the way, to reapply to get their accounts reinstated. This just happened today.
Yeah. How about, and somebody who said, was that Roger that brought that up here earlier? That this what you're hitting on here in Naroki, and it'd be interesting to see. Will the bastards finally allow us to monetize? We got to the 1,000. We worked our asses off, our collective pirate asses off, to just hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, and then they say, "Oh well, hey, great job, but unfortunately, you're not going to be able to qualify for monetization." We don't really think you're that compatible with. We like to. You're kind of an embarrassment to YouTube.
Yeah, it took 2.5 to 3 years to get back all of the. Keep in mind, YouTube's now the smallest of my platforms, but it took 2.5 to 3 years to get back all the followers on all the combined platforms to exceed the numbers that I had on YouTube. Keep in mind, though, and it took me a long time to get up to the number of followers that I had on YouTube the first time around.
Were you deleted? They took your channel down?
They took my channel down.
It was close. It was close to. They almost have taken us down several times. We've had 2 strikes against us on multiple occasions. We're down now to a warning. Thank God. It's just every time I log on, to drop by YouTube, I kind of got this feeling in my stomach where it's like, okay, is this going to be the time again where I had this stupid strike business? And they never give her any reason, and it's for the most. It's ridiculous. The whole thing is it's absurd and ridiculous.
Well, there's a guy. Again, he's a Manosphere guy, but he's been on YouTube for years. His name is Stardust or Thinking Ape. He just suddenly got, and you're gonna love this. He got community. He got 2 strikes on against him for copying other people's content. Now, if you go over and you look at Thinking Ape's content, aka Stardust does his own content. Like, he doesn't borrow stuff from other people, right? And it's like,
exclusive,
and it's like he just went
original.
Yeah, and he just went. Yeah, he's like most 99.9% of his stuff is original content, right? And they basically he got 2 strikes against him for quote unquote borrowing other people's content. And he just went, no, forget it. I'm done with YouTube. And he's gone over to Rumble now. But Stardust, this was just like a week ago that started, or a week or 2 weeks ago that Stardust just went, no, forget it. I'm through with YouTube.
Oh yeah. And that's hardly the worst of the way that they've treated their content producers over the years.
Weasels.
Oh, well, you heard about what's going on with AI over there, and how they're only they're trying to just promote the AI content and not the actual like content producers.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yep.
Yeah, that's also something that happened in the last 3 or 4 months.
It's disgusting. It's so obvious. Like the ads that pop up. It's like this is just disgusting. It's gross, disgusting. It's like, why am I forced to watch this crap? You know. Yeah.
Oh, and they really they've recently decided to jump back in there and start reinforcing the ad blockers again. When they first started, they were pushing so hard that they were even going after sites like those like Tor, like the Tor browser and Brave. They were even trying to force you to watch ads even on those search engines.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know Brave stopped them from doing that. So if I watch YouTube content, I watch YouTube content on Brave browser. I don't go and watch on Google or Internet Explorer or anything like that. I'll just go over to Brave and watch there.
Robert really likes Brave a lot as well here. Robert Morningstar.
Brave is slowly becoming my search engine of choice. Yeah. It used to be DuckDuckGo, but then they got woke.
Oh, very pro-Ukraine, no questions asked. Here's another one for Ashkenazi Mafia. They're just all right. They're totally fine in our books, not a problem. So, organized crime in Canada, speaking of mafias, has exploded, doubling since between just in recent years, 2021 to 22, and
they really exist though.
It's disgusting.
I could bring up an organized. It's definitely an organized crime thing. It's around immigration too.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever heard of a content producer called Mario of the North?
No.
Okay, there's an immigration scam, and it's only being run in Canada. What they do is they put these, and they actually, because they want to, they're basically laundering the job offer. They will put these job offers up at the Canada Search Job Board, and they're usually $35, $36 an hour, but some reason they never hire. And what they do is they will sell these jobs, like somebody over in India or whatever will pay like $30,000, $40,000 to get that job. And what they will do is they will expedite, because now they have a job here, right? And they will expedite the immigration process for them. And they will come to Canada. And then what they will do is they will basically pay them what is tantamount to slave wages it's a form of indentured servitude for a few years before allowing them to, I don't know how long it lasts, but this is something that's been going on for a few years now. Naturally, of course, CBC, CTV, Global, it's not being reported at all.
They're all bought off. Carney's got them all bought off. Yeah.
Yep. The only place you're seeing this stuff is either at Juno or True North. I can't remember.
Rebel News would cover it probably too. And us.
Yeah, Rebel.
So journalist Sam Cooper estimated 150,000 organized criminals operate. Actually, there's the gangs themselves. There's just it'll boggle your mind to know the truth. But infiltrating everything from real estate to politics. Oh, so did you see that one East Indian member of parliament? I'm not sure what his name is, but he can barely speak English. It's like, how did this guy? What is he even doing here? He can hardly understand what he's saying. And how he got elected exactly is, well, we'll leave that to our audience members to decide.
It's a great book, Samuel Cooper, Willful Blindness.
Yes, that's that courtesy of you. We were working on. We'd love to have him on the show, Sonia. If you can line that up, reach out to him. So
I think he's in Ottawa now. He used to be in Vancouver.
What about Bill C6?
Canada.
Pardon me.
All of this is happening in Canada.
A lot of it, yeah. Bill C6 as well. Naroki, well, because we don't have you here that often. Can you comment on that? I think we got it right. The Bill C6
all right.
Censorship bill.
Carney backed off on bringing back the Trudeau censorship bill, but they're in first reading of a kind of a watered down bill. And of course, it has all the it still has all the vagueness of the Trudeau bill. It's watered down. I don't know the specific details because I haven't looked yet. But yeah, they are. Carney is not. Yeah. Carney is basically trying to follow through on all the stuff that Trudeau is doing. He's just being a little
Do you know, Naroki? Let me just jump in here for a moment to kind of add some further clarity to things. Guess who was pulling all the strings from behind the scenes during the Castro years?
That would be. I'm going to have to bet it was a globalist. I'm going to say George Soros.
Oh, he had some influence, but even more closer to Trudeau at the time, and he was a major high-profile figure in the Liberal Party, who now finds himself in even a more prestigious position.
I'm trying to remember the name. I can't remember it.
Well, you just mentioned him a couple times.
Soros?
No.
Mark Carney?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Carney was the one who came up with the idea.
Puppet master.
Yeah, Carney was the one who came up with the idea of shutting down the bank accounts during the trucker protest.
During the Freedom Convoy.
That was Carney's. Well, I mean, it wasn't necessarily entirely Carney's idea, but
Freeland. You bet Freeland had a hand in that too.
Yeah.
What a bitch.
It was. That was Carney. I think that was, to a great extent, that was Carney's idea to do that.
Let's give a shout out here. Thank you for that, Naroki. Let's give a shout out here to Buttery Sprite. Hello, fellows from Ireland. You lads been drinking today? Is it St. Patrick's Day? I don't know. Tom Petty, the man, fellas, free falling. That's right, Buttery Sprite. We love our Tom Petty. There's no doubt about that. He left behind quite a legacy. Speaking of, the likes of Robert Redford and others, folks in film.
Rest in peace, Robert Redford.
Jeffy.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day is March 17th.
Yeah, I know. So
and
what? Remember, this guy, he is Irish, so I mean, when aren't they drinking? It's like, come on. So, but
I'm Irish by osmosis. I'm Irish by osmosis because I went to high school taught by the Irish Christian Brothers, greatest teachers.
Oh, okay. Good. That's right. Sure. David Wilkes, Zane Ivy, Zane saying here. So thank you for dropping by, David. Zane saying it appeared that someone at the UN shut down the escalator when T tried to get on. I guess T is Trump. Shut off the teleprompter when T was giving his talk. Petty. So is that true? Did you hear about the elevator or the teleprompter getting shut off when
the teleprompter?
That was on a previous visit,
true.
I think.
That's true. The teleprompter thing is true.
They do it all
Trump,
the time.
Trump came up and said, I love speaking here, and I'm going to do it naturally. The teleprompter's not working. Somebody's in big trouble.
Yes, that's right.
I didn't hear about the escalator. But the cool thing is this: you're screaming and yelling at Netanyahu, and I swear, I think 80% of the UN General Assembly walked out. I'm about to watch it. I have him on hold.
That's crazy. Yeah. So that's great. That's good. It's in a good way, of course, because
it is good. Like the reckoning.
Sure. Now, what do you think? What is the next? Do you think this had anything to do with their suspicion that Netanyahu, the Mossad, on Netanyahu's orders, presumably, they had a hand in Kirk's killing?
Yes, I think it's related. I think that's the general consensus. Why would he come out 4 times to deny it?
You think that the UN members have been following the Kirk killing?
Oh, absolutely. I said on the show yesterday that the death of Charlie Kirk was a shot heard round the world. And this is the literal one, because the one in 1776 was only in Massachusetts. Concord Bridge is a term in American history. The battle at Concord Bridge they fought the British, didn't let them cross the bridge. And that was called the shot heard round the world. Well, this one is shot heard around the world in reality, because everyone's seen it and everyone's heard it and everyone's come to a realization that Israel had its hand in. There were the NRO is the National Reconnaissance Organization office here in the United States, monitor higher than the CIA. They monitor everything. And a contact of mine told me that they monitored 19 Israeli-issued cell phones in the immediate vicinity of the crime scene. So,
well, there was the individual who got arrested the first time around, and I thought this was really curious. Like, somebody lay the odds out that this guy was in New York the day 9/11 happened.
That the old man
happened to be in Boston during the marathon bombing, and now he's at Charlie Kirk. I mean, somebody like.
But hang on, who is this? This is an old Robert.
George Zinn.
It's a Jewish guy. That's got to be a Jewish surname, of course.
Yeah, but
it is. Yeah, it is. He's Jewish.
On the first day, that guy was snatched by the police and forced to the ground, and someone took a picture of him and put it up without his name or anything. It's just in the first hour and a half, and I looked at it and I said to myself, old white guy killed Charlie Kirk. So cognitive dissonance, you know? And then I looked at him again, and at the position he was in, he looked like Victor Davis Hanson. I said, that's a Victor Davis Hanson look-alike? And the old white guy shot, you know, my mind, and the event is just rushing. And 6 hours later, I looked back at that, and I said, I was played. This is the mind control operation. They put that guy's picture there first intentionally to mislead us all. Old white guy, Victor Davis Hanson. Of course, he's conservative. So they're trying to make us think from the get-go that some conservative shot Charlie Kirk. But the latest patsy, Robinson.
Tyler Robinson, yeah.
Tyler Robinson, he couldn't have killed Charlie Kirk. That shot came from the right, and now we have videos of a guy on a balcony, let's call it, a flash from a window from the right angle to produce the next shot, exit wound, and someone in the audience. I showed this to Jaffe last night. There's these three, and the fourth possibility is a drone attack, because now we have videos of a drone zipping all at a really high-tech drone.
That's right. That's right.
I thought it was UFO the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
So it's all a mishmash.
Yeah. What about the exit wound? There's something quite bizarre. Like, there's one video shows all this I've seen shows all this blood gushing out, whereas others there's like it's totally there's nothing. And then the guy, I guess, who ran the autopsy claimed it was a miracle. It was a miracle bullet, a miracle shot, and there was no exit wound. Is that right?
Yeah, he said he Man of Steel and that the bullet was inside. You don't believe that for a moment. You know, miracle shot, magic bullet. It's the same bullcrap. You know, it's a playbook. You know, the NFL has a playbook. All the players, all the patterns, and then they just say, "You 4166." So they have a playbook in assassination. There are certain common themes. You know, 3 guys have to go. If the first 2 guys miss, the third guy shoots, right?
Yeah.
So they can disguise it. If three shots are heard, you know it's multiple assassins. If 2 shots are heard, they'll say, "Oh, that was a shot and an echo. There was only 1 shot." So this is the playbook, and we're seeing the classic JFK, RFK, MLK assassination playbook, the setting up of the patsy. Do you know how the parallel is so great? They said that he left shells on the roof. He took 1 shot and left 3 shells on the roof. When Oswald was...
he left the rifle there, too.
No, they say he disassembled the rifle. Here, let me give you...
Actually, I've got a video. It takes... This is I can, unfortunately, I only posted it up on Teams.
6 seconds.
The guy who actually who demonstrated how long it takes to disassemble that rifle. And how the rifle didn't fit in the backpack,
right?
And if he had tried, and that scene of him Tyler fleeing off that roof, if he had tried hiding the rifle in his leg, He would have broken his leg when he jumped off the roof.
It's ridiculous, man. You were picking up on all the fatuous lies that they're trying to pawn on all of us. But to finish the story, but the parallel with Oswald, so this guy takes one shot, disassembles the rifle with a screwdriver, forgets the screwdriver, jumps off the roof, assembles the rifle now without a screwdriver, right? The whole story is falling apart. But when Oswald was pacified, right, that's my new word for when they make you a patsy. You've been pacified. So when they pacified Lee Harvey Oswald and claimed to find the Mannlicher Carcano on the 6th floor hidden in a corner, they said they found 3 shells perfectly placed alongside each other, right on at the sniper's nest, as they like to call it. So when you do a bolt-action rifle, the shell just jumps out, and they're all over the place. But they wanted to make you think that he laid out 3 bullets, like me laying out 3 lighters, like 1, 2, 3. And the parallel is here with Robinson. They claim they found these 30-06 shells with
transgender propaganda.
Yeah, transgender. See, they're trying to pacify the transgender, too. Let's not jump to conclusions. This is a really heavy-duty black operation that, I'll say it plainly, only the Mossad could organize.
And Netanyahu came in just a short time prior to the murder, making Kirk an offer he couldn't refuse. He did, and it was huge. We're talking, he upped the stakes, like he upped to the amount that he was already receiving from various Zionist, what would you call them? Just the deep pockets, really, that they
donors,
have.
Zionists, donors. Yeah. But the point is, he offered him mega millions of dollars to infuse it into Turning Point USA, but he insisted that he wanted Charlie Kirk to go to Israel on a trip. Yeah. But Charlie had already gone, and I think Charlie realized that when they give you that trip, it's an MK Ultra vacation trip, and they're massaging your psyche at every juncture. They're trying to say, oh, Judeo-Christianity, Judaism came first, we are all one, happy family, we are your friends. And he realized that kind of mind control had washed away, and he didn't want to subject himself to it again. He knew what goes down. So he said no, and he said that after that, Netanyahu became very ugly, menacing, bullying, and threatening. And he said he walked away from that conversation feeling that his life was in danger. Yeah. So he expressed it to many people. Yeah. Tucker Carlson and other people.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
the gravel rod or across the street or up the sidewalk or whatever.
I think Naroki is talking to someone there, so we'll just see if we can mute him out and not have that background noise bleed in. Okay. A quick question for you. You raised a great point. Judeo-Christianity, Robert. Let's on your take on that. Why is it such a fraud?
It's also a contrived term. See, I was born in 1948. And I'm a post-war baby, but I was really awake, in my growing up years. And in those early years, in the 1950s, it was just Judaism and Christianity, and there was antipathy. The Christians said, yeah, Jews killed Christ. That's why they're no good, But then, because of the Cold War and the need to unify our culture against godless communism, the USSR, North Korea, and the rest of them, they said, we got to join you. We got to get rid of this division in our society, this religious divide. So let's bring them together, and we'll call it Judeo-Christianity. So in the 1950s, this term popped up, and they started to promote it. And the biggest propaganda piece of all time, and the most successful propaganda piece to infuse the idea of Judeo-Christianity, is the movie The Ten Commandments with Charlton Heston, Cecil B. DeMille movie. That movie imprinted, that was MK Ultra mind control. Yeah. And they imprinted the idea embedded the idea in Christian audiences that Moses and Christ were reflections of each other. Because Moses, I don't know if you know the movie, I know it by heart.
Right.
He quotes things that Jesus said, and he makes references to Jesus, the good shepherd.
Oh, yeah.
He uses staff of a shepherd to free the slaves in Egypt and that. So syncretism is the word. Syncretism. That's
right.
What they try
to
achieve.
Yeah.
And so it succeeded for a long time, but the actions of Netanyahu betray actions of the devil himself. Both sides. That's both sides. You might say that Lucifer is fighting Satan. Wow. Lucifer is taking over Israel, and Satan's got Islam. It's as simple as that. Two devils warring against each other.
That's another bit of a head scratcher for myself, and I'm sure many others, the distinction between Lucifer and Satan. But before we get to that, if we're able to, Christian Zionism, why is that also such a, in your mind and the minds of quite a few others, it seems, an oxymoron?
You cannot reconcile a religion that believes in God, a personal God, with a religion. Zionism is a political religion. It doesn't believe in God.
Ethno-nationalism, secular atheism.
Godless, racist, godless, materialistic communism, Marxism. That's what it really is. And now here's something that I found out recently. When I was a kid, I looked at the name National Socialist Party, the Nazi Party, but I always saw that they had ZI. Nazi with a ZI. Why, I used to say, why isn't it NASI, And I found out recently is because in the early days of the National Socialist Party, they didn't have a lot of money. So they got donors, and the donors were Zionists.
Yeah.
And the Nazis got together and said, we both have the same idea. We want to get Jews out of Germany. We want to get a place outside Germany where Jews belong. We don't want them in Germany. You don't want them in Germany because you want them in the Jewish state. That's what they used to call
Madagascar for a start.
Yeah, the Jewish state. That's what it was called. It wasn't called Israel. But then they decided they couldn't get Madagascar. They couldn't get a piece of Uganda from the British because they appealed to the British. They had all the power and they had the land. So they said, how about a piece of Uganda? How Madagascar? But then Rothschild, he wasn't Lord Rothschild. He was. Lord Rothschild infused millions of dollars into World War I. The British were losing it. And he said to them, don't surrender. I'm going to give you all the money you need to fight the Germans. I'm also going to guarantee you that we're going to bring America into the war on your side. In return, I want you to proclaim a Jewish state in Palestine. So he paid them off. And you know how he got the United States to go into the war? We didn't have to go into the war. We were split.
Bombing Lusitania?
Well, the Lusitania was the
German ship.
The act that. But listen, the Lusitania was carrying armaments for Britain, and the Germans knew it. And the Germans put a warning. Shades of Batar. The Germans put a warning in newspapers in New York not to go on the Lusitania because the Lusitania was being used to convey armaments. They put a warning in the newspaper. And they sunk it, right? So that was the straw that broke the camel's back. But to get Wilson predisposed to it, they blackmailed him. Rothschild contacted Untermeyer. Samuel Untermeyer was a mega millionaire here in New York. There's even a park named after him. He bought love letters that had been written by President Woodrow Wilson to his mistress when he was the president of Princeton University. So they bribed the woman who had the letters. They took the letters. Untermeyer took the letters and showed them to Wilson and said, if you don't go into the war, we're going to release these letters to the newspapers. And that's why Woodrow Wilson was blackmailed into going into World War I. Because Americans, what need did we have in World War I to go, bouncing around, losing 100,000 men, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's a difference. It was a slaughter.
World War II, quite similarly, I guess. I was just listening to an audio presentation last night regarding America's entry into the Second World War and Zionist interest working behind the scenes in the lead up to Pearl Harbor, actually. And within 90 days, a deal was made to work together to collaborate, collude, or conspire. AI loves this one. We talk about, collude, cooperate, and then conspire to bring, make it happen and bring America into World War II. And then Pearl Harbor came along within 90 days. So
here's something, a parallel with October 7th. Netanyahu knew the attack was coming 3 days before from Egypt, the State Department and CIA, but a year before from Mossad.
Yeah.
Mossad may even have drawn up the attack plan and given it to Hamas. I mean, that's how deep these guys go.
Yeah.
Hamas is the creation of Netanyahu and his party.
Straw man.
Hamas is the Frankenstein monster to Netanyahu, the Frankenstein.
Well, yeah.
And Dr.
Well, you need a straw man. Yeah. So, oh gosh. Well,
I'm going to bail out for a moment.
Pardon me?
I'm going to bail out for a moment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. We got 15 minutes left here. Robert, we will add your Substack contact information. I don't get it quite right when I say it on air, but it is there in the show description end of things as far as the archived content is concerned. Robert Morningstar .com or at Substack, something to that.
No. Come on, man. Robert Morningstar dot Substack
.com. Okay, there we go.
Name, Substack.
That's my pirate dyslexia kicking in again. So yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot.
And not a problem. Naroki 5, the Red Pill Nation Hangout. We've been trying to connect Naroki big time. We'll make it happen here one of these days. We can't be live streaming over each other, though. I'll tell you that much. It just doesn't work. It's just not a productive way of doing things at all. So, but then Roger with Drigas Productions, I guess Reincarnation is in the works this week. What else did you have as far as the format and talking points with the show is? What exactly are we looking at there? I think even Sonia might be dropping
Sonia's
by.
the co-host. She's
Okay.
the co-host. We both do it together. It's the topic is basically set off of the old episodes of In Search of.
Oh.
And we're going to be covering topics concerning reincarnation.
Leonard Nimoy. I guess he was the host, wasn't he? Ran for what? How many years? 3-4 years?
It was for quite a few of them. I don't know exactly how many, but I know it's
classic.
Yeah.
Sonia, what is and the show is something mysteries or something along those lines?
It's
or it was In Search of. Oh,
no,
show?
Your show.
Cafe Enigma.
Enigma. See, that's the thing is, and this is you've rebooted it, haven't you? Because that was a kind of a big deal back. I recall seeing it around quite a lot in the past, and I didn't clue in like what was going on. It was quite. It did catch my attention though. So, who was it? Was it Mark that was the driving force behind the original?
He's the one. He's the one that started it, and then he seen how magnificent and beautiful I was. And he said, "This is a beautiful man who shall take on the chalice."
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. +2 imaginary charisma. Okay. Roll the dice.
Ask Naroki. He'll tell you. He knows.
Just start up a new character.
Yeah. He just oozes with charisma.
Yeah.
By the way, I do 4 up, 4 down, and I'm doing a lot of overtime shifts, so it's sort of like I'm not gonna be on a set day for RPN probably through up until the end of November. And then when I do get back to just basically doing 4 days on, 4 days off, I'm still going to have to move it around, although not as much. So yeah, there'll be a little bit more flexibility after November, Jaffe.
That's all you're based out of Edmonton, Alberta, too, in case, for anyone out there who's wondering that would, they maybe like to, you see, one of the things that we do here, and to this point, everything is worked out just fine. But sometimes people meet up. What do they say? IRL in real life or in the real world, in the meat space, as it were. So that's always excellent and really, I get a big kick out of that. Actually, just how we're able to make that happen.
Actually, Roger, V is apparently now in the Chicago area too. So that's you, Henrik, V, and
PSEC, Dave Kelso.
PSEC. That's all Kelso. It's all in the Chicago area.
Yeah.
So if I get my passport, if I get the money together, fly to Chicago just before Gen Con. We have a group trip down to Gen Con in Indianapolis.
They've had a bit of a falling out there, though, as from what I understand. Like Kelso and Henrik, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the details, but apparently they've got some things.
I don't know either.
They have to work out and smooth over. So, we'll see what happens on that front. And V, like I haven't heard or seen from him or seen him.
Oh, he's on my show. He's on my show on a regular basis. He's been moving around quite a bit, but apparently he's in the Illinois area.
Why is he doing that? Why is he not more stable?
I don't know. I haven't really pressed him on it.
Interesting.
I don't know why he's been doing that. I think he has his reasons, but I haven't really asked him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he has, I think, done some jail time over the years. I'm not sure how serious the charges were, but also he does, on top of that, fancy himself a man of kind of international intrigue, and I don't know what if he's like Charlie Sheen. Did you hear me talking about Charlie Sheen before we, when we cut the break, aka Charlie Sheen? Did everyone?
No, I jumped in after that.
Well, it's a two-part, I think, Netflix docuseries, and I never knew about Charlie Sheen's like family life, and because he has 6 kids now, and the fact he's been 8 years sober, all that, remember all the Tiger Blood kind of mania.
Well, he had a relapse. That's the reason. It was during that relapse that he ended up having that fallout with 2.5 Men.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and that's when he had his relapse, and then he came back. Then he got off it. I don't know whether he went back into the 12-step fellowship or whatever. But I think
that's a good point, because I don't know either. I don't know. You could check, and Chat GPT, see what they're able to come up with as far as his path, for getting his life back. And family was a big thing, I know, because you know how it is with fathers. I don't think you're not a father. I don't think, but I think we all intuitively know the fathers, mothers, family connections, and the hearts. The family loves the guy. That's the way good parents are, really. But if you're messing up, sometimes you just got to let people go and let them work it out, figure it out for themselves. Hope they don't kill themselves in the process. You'll school of hard knocks, but he thankfully didn't, and he had good friends around him too. If you go back and listen to the way I kind of elaborated and laid things out. Spoiler alert for anyone out there that's wanting to check out this 2-part series, aka Charlie Sheen. And then he ends up getting at the height of all this insanity, the hypersexualization that crack consumption, I guess, generates.
It's more crystal meth.
Okay.
That will do it.
Well,
and what crystal meth will do is that once you start something, it's like you literally cannot stop doing it. So if you start having sex when you're under the effect of crystal meth, you will just keep having sex.
Well, he started having gay sex is what the problem I think was with, and then contracting the HIV because he's hypersexual. He'll like do anything, like and that not so.
Let's go back to Corey Feldman too.
That didn't happen. That didn't happen.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't
buy
it.
Yeah,
I don't buy it. Corey Feldman is so. Corey Feldman is a sociopath. He's a sociopath.
Corey Haim is who it happened to. Yeah, he died. And freaking, he made point blank accusations that Charlie took advantage of him, and everybody just turned a blind eye.
Well,
he had homosexual
I've heard that too.
sex.
We've all heard that
on crack.
We've all heard that. No, this is later. That was earlier with the Haim business. That was way before. That
was back with Lost Boys. It happened when he was in Lost Boys.
Who knows? But Haim had his own issues. Clearly.
And the Goonies.
The Goonies.
But Feldman he's a narcissist. He's a shallow and he's not that talented.
If you wanted to kick everybody out of Hollywood who was narcissistic, man, there wouldn't be hardly anybody left.
Right. I was impressed. I don't know, like Denise Richards, because I don't follow these people in their personal lives at all. But something like this comes out, and I'm curious. And it took me a couple days after I downloaded it to finally get around to watching it. But Denise Richards, who she co-starred with him in a couple episodes, I guess, of 2.5 Men. And then Brooke Mueller, who she ends up becoming an addict, and a lot of their friends are from that era. I gotta
point something out about Denise Richards, because she managed to get through her peak years and kind of like get away with it. Denise Richards is not the sweet, innocent, good girl that the image portrays about her.
Bad boy Charlie.
Before she actually got real, before she got really big, like she was like, apparently she was escorting. She was.
So was Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
That's welcome to Hollywood. That's welcome to Hollywood. What about these rent boys? Look at Keanu Reeves. You want to talk about get into the muck and mire? Keanu Reeves. Some rumors about how he got his start with the twink pool parties with David Geffen and his boyfriends. Some of the stories.
Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen that a documentary, An Open Secret?
Nope, don't think so.
Yep.
Hey guys, are you aware that Keanu Reeves was born in Lebanon?
That's cool. He's Canadian, Chinese, right?
Yeah, he was born in Lebanon, raised in Canada.
I like Keanu. I do.
I do too. I found him a little cold, not likable. The Buddha role was the best thing he ever did.
Ah, right.
Buddha.
Yes.
Buddha.
Right. Well, and he is pretty Buddhist too. His
I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
But I thought that he disappointed me in The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Oh,
the reboot. The remake. He played Klaatu.
Okay.
And, that was not a particularly good movie.
It was the antithesis of the 1950 movie.
Naroki here has a history in film. He has. Didn't you get a degree in film, Vancouver Film School, Naroki?
I graduated from Vancouver Film School. I was involved in the icing on the cake for me with the film industry was when Sundance decided they were going to give an award to Cuties. You might remember Cuties.
Oh my God!
They gave an award to Cuties, and the only reason that they would do that was basically to fucking own the Republicans. And it's like, I've never seen the movie, and I don't really feel I want to see it. But it's like and again, this is not really fair because I can't really. People will go, "Well, you haven't seen the movie, so how do you know?" But it was like, a lot of the literally there were a lot of people who did see the movie that were YouTube reviewers, and they were basically almost to a person and they were all saying like, no, this is softcore child porn.
Right. Oh no, I've long had issues with like long before just John Benet Ramsey story came to the fore. That's like the hypersexualization once again of young, mostly young girls. Of course, that's the and then the way that parents are totally they exploit that. And you got the look at Shirley Temple. Speaking of Hollywood, parents, Hollywood moms and dads and so forth. So, Roger, you were going to add something. Then I got to get to the comments here, and we have limited time.
I got one more thing to say about
movie.
John Benet Ramsey, and then I'll just cut it out.
All right.
One of the last photos of John Benet Ramsey, there's a woman in the background that looks suspiciously like Ghislaine Maxwell, and that's where I'm gonna hang up here. So have a good night, guys.
Red Pill Nation hangout. Why? Oh, great. Jeez. So now, and because he hangs up, see, here's what happens. Here's what happens when people are they don't have the new teams format. Oh God, they start a call and then I've got to drop back into the group and basically the call starts while they themselves are still there. They don't check out. That's why I'm asking everybody.
Weird.
Well, no, it's Naroki's fault because he didn't drop out when people are not Naroki. He doesn't listen to a lot or clue into a lot of the things that people try to simply explain to him. But drop out of the call. Like this is Jaffe's call, and when we go for the break, just disappear, and then I've got to call you back. It's a new format that they've got here. So where's Sonia? Oh, is she already?
Second, she'll be back in.
It looks, but I've got to directly call everybody, right? That's the problem. So maybe she is here. I can't see her. Go ahead.
That movie Yvonne was talking about, that's a really good movie to check out. And when it comes to what you guys were talking about with these children in Hollywood, that'll explain a lot of that because it goes a lot deeper than that. Because, okay, you take a look at these kids, okay, they want them to take photos of themselves so they can put them in magazines. And they found out whenever they were doing the investigation concerning that movie that these people who were pedophiles were literally shopping for little actors, little young actors in these catalogs.
Oh,
and they were using the magazines to do it.
What's it called? The documentary?
Oh God, I forgot.
Did you say An Open Secret or something like that?
Open Secret, yeah, Open Secret.
I see.
Yes, that's it.
All right. Well, just the four of us. Just the four of us. Robert, Sonia, Yvonne. Was Yvonne? Actually, you know what? Maybe. See, I had to kick Sonia out and then call her back. That's one of these little kind of quirks to things. We have 60 minutes. I don't really want to spend that much time, but rather just kind of wrap things up more or less. But Robert, maybe actually Sonia. Who do we have coming up over the course of you're our co-producer and booker. Not careful you don't just imagine what you end up becoming if there was an H in front of that word instead of a B. So
I know.
Bookie.
Wouldn't want to go there. And I've got some comments I got to get to via the Peanut Gallery too. Who do we got coming up over the next month as far as featured guests are concerned?
We do not have anyone booked for this Friday or the next Friday yet. However, we do have Cliff Rockefeller coming up on the 10th.
What, Paul? Why don't we have there's so many names. David Paul Carpenter. I'd want to get him on. There's people chomping at the bit.
I've sent them messages, so.
All right. Well, he wants to come in and talk about AI. He's a maestro. And my cousin is in on this too. My cousin is really, speaking of being in on things, he's really deeply embedded, it seems, in Canada's Liberal Party political machine. So him and I, as you can imagine, while we're still blood, that it can often a little bit of abrasiveness there when it comes to differing views regarding the way that the country is being completely mismanaged. And peace, order, and good government was what Canada was, the founding principles as compared to America's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, or what some would say. I don't know why I've heard the pursuit of private property. That's all fine and
That's
dandy.
That's what it originally was. That's what the Constitution guarantees us.
Oh, I see. Okay, so, but peace, order, and good government. Well, I get peace, order, fine. Good government. I mean, do we have peace? I mean, we got like how many criminal gangs now have been just flooding in to the country? How many foreigners from around the world have been exploiting loopholes and just the loose enforcement of the way they're able to take advantage of this substandard approach to government. It's it's accountability and the lack thereof. That's really what we're looking at. So I'm not sure. Maybe it's Sonia now. It's typing away keyboards there. So, but that's So that's a bit of an issue, definitely. But he's an AI guy as well. Is the point I was trying to make there. The cousin and Paul David Carpenter, though, and there's a whole list of people here. I've got to go back in. I've left it in your hands. I see that it's maybe a little too much for you to handle, perhaps at this point in time, and it was a lot for me. I did it for so many years, and now we're working together, essentially. So just let me know, Sonia, if you'd like me to maybe do a little more on this.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, whatever you can do. I just don't want to double email people.
Right.
There's a few emails out there. We just haven't heard back
yet.
Yes.
He accidentally sent me an email.
What are you talking about?
Yes, you did. I keep mentioning it, and you.
What email?
You sent me an email that you were sending people for coming to your show, and you forwarded it and put my email on it. I was like, "Oh man!"
We added your email contact information.
It was in a forward because you send them off and you forwarded it, and it went to me, and I'm like, "What the heck? It's not supposed to be coming to me," because I knew what it was.
I don't know, man. It's like we're just out trying to. We don't usually do that through email. Promote the show as the fact that we're going live at any particular time.
No, it was literally something that you were sending somebody asking them to come onto your show.
Oh, well, maybe I thought it. Now you have. If you don't remember who this was, you might want to go back and check because either it was an accident, as you say. Or I did intentionally because I thought, there's a tie-in here. I think Roger might be interested in this. That's the only two scenarios really that I could see having occurred, right? Either an accident or I did it intentionally because I thought you might appreciate it. So,
I mean, I would appreciate,
yeah. I think you'd appreciate any attention or contact from the outside world you could.
No, as long as it's like motivating and it's like a hot chick.
So what does that? I mean, you want me to put on change my clothes or something like?
If you want to,
start going through the wife's wardrobe here, and
I'd like to see that.
That's just look, that whole thing. It disgusted me. I've seen these jocks. I've seen rugby teams. My brother-in-law and his rugby team, for example, and it's like doing shit like that. And by the way, that's one word. I'm not sure if you still can't say that on television. And just Robert, plug your ears. This is our pirate ship. So, but the 7 words you can't say on television: shit, piss, fuck, cunt, motherfucker, cocksucker, and tits. Right? So. And tits. What's up with tits? It's like a bag of potato chips. It's like, give me some tits. Can you pass the tits? And look, are we going to have some tits tonight? Tits tomorrow. So
that's tits.
Yeah. And shit is a pretty lightweight term too. It's just it's another way of saying damn, obviously. And these days people they get I try to keep my language, relatively Now I've totally gotten straight off into the weeds here now, not focusing
No,
on the original
you did
point.
good. You did good. That was that was good.
That was fantastic.
Well, you know, Kiki Friedman, he'd say,
"Oh
don't
God,
say fuck in front of the CHILDREN."
He had a point. Good old kinky, yeah. You and your kinky. I wonder how kinky bring that. Is this something subliminal or subconscious? Oh dear God. So, but yeah, Sense and Sensibility. He's one of your cowboy poet heroes, I guess. So, hey, I've been listening to a little more Townes Van Zandt and Graham Parsons.
Oh, he's great.
The Flying Burrito Brothers. People rave about the outfit and Emmylou Harris. Never been a huge fan of hers. Just kind of thought like, Linda Ronstadt. I don't know if she never was a songwriter, Linda, but hell of a singer and performer with great stage presence. And actually, one of the guys I grew up with playing hockey. He was on our teammates for a number of years as kids. His mother grew up with Linda in that was in Phoenix. What the hell? What's that? There's another
Tucson.
Yeah, Tucson. That's right. There you go. So, anyways, and then
No, Linda Ronstadt, she came out with Blue Bio, didn't she?
I guess a cover of didn't Roy Orbison do that originally?
I mean, she sang it. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, she did a lot of great stuff. She was dating Jerry Moonbeam Brown, the governor of California at the time, right back in the day, and she had a great career, great life, and she's kind of pretty much out of the public eye at present, suffering with trying to do her best and getting by, dealing with Parkinson's. Michael J. Fox, Muhammad Ali, who's now he's been freed of his the rusty cage, liberated. So, but Michael J. Fox, I mean, a lot of these people, don't they manage their symptoms with weed? And when I say that, I don't mean the stuff that gets you high necessarily either. It's just that there's something in the chemical compound, the natural chemical compounds, either via THC or CBD. And it's ideal, of course, if it doesn't get you high, but it still provides the same medical benefits. So, but I've seen people, maybe some of our listeners have as well, and a few of you here in the part of the crew. Tremors.
Pot help. Yeah. Hey, it helped. Michael J. Fox. I met him twice.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
He married a girl. 2 blocks who lived in West End Avenue.
That's good that he didn't marry a boy. Thank God.
Let's say he married a pretty girl. Okay. And I met him in Riverside Park. He saw me playing double disc frisbee and stopped one time. And I invited him to play, and he said, "Oh no, I'm not as good as you are." I said, "Come on, I'll teach you." And then the second time, I was standing at a corner waiting for the light, West End Avenue, and somebody's next to me, and I saw somebody just lean forward like this, leaned forward and looked at me and said hi. And I said, "Very sad. I think that malady that he's suffering is from cocaine. This is what happens. Cocaine destroys people's brains." Yes, I think so. It will exacerbate anything. I love telling people, I warn people for decades. I saw so many young people, just beautiful people, friends of mine, destroyed by cocaine. And I love to tell people how it kills your brain. The first thing it does, it dissolves the corpus callosum from long years of snorting. It goes up to the nasal septum. It causes nosebleeds. That tells you, how caustic it is. Then when it gets through the brain pan, it starts to act on the corpus callosum. The corpus callosum is a bridge of cells in the center of your brain, which is the nexus for the right brain and the left brain to coordinate. Once that thing is eaten away, what you get is Dr. Strangelove. The Dr. Strangelove symptom where one part hated him and one part is trying to kill him and then he's trying to be rational. That's what happens with cocaine. I want to tell you now, I saw how cocaine is made once. I saw a BBC special. They went to Colombia, went to the narco traffickers and said, how do you make cocaine? So they go and gather all the leaves. They pluck them off these bushes, right? Then they take tons of these leaves and they stick them in a black garbage bag and really, really stuff it, okay? Then they take rock salt and they throw it into the bag with the coca leaves and they seal it and they throw it on the ground and that starts to move. It starts to move as if there's a body inside. It's the creepiest thing you ever saw. It looks like there's a body inside going like this and undulating for hours, and they wait till it settles down. So then when it settles down and stops moving, then they take it, they pour the coca leaves with the rock salt into a gasoline container. Then they pour gasoline into it and they stir it. And then they leave the gasoline, the rock salt, and the coca leaves in there for a day. Then they come and they take it and they filter out all of the coca leaves, so they get them out. Then they take the gasoline that has the essence of the coca leaf and the rock salt, and then they strain it with baking soda.
Yeah.
So they mix it with baking soda, then they strain it. That's the white stuff that goes up your nose. Baking soda, rock salt, gasoline, and coca leaf extract.
Nail polish remover as well, is what I've heard.
Well, yeah, they should yeah. Well, then, I'm telling you, if you know that, it's just...
How stupid are people? Yeah, I guess pretty dumb, obviously. So.
Yeah. And I saw psychosis, really good friends of mine. I never touched it.
Yeah.
And I stay away. Like, smoke all the pot you want.
Yeah.
Don't cocaine.
Yeah.
And I saw my friends go mad.
Well, I don't know, man. The way you described that bag moving, you might have been a little too close to the freaking fire, man. I mean,
it's creepy.
Just saying, dude. It's just got a little too close to the fire, and that bag started crawling at you.
That'd be a great horror movie. Have some monsters. They go through this process, and a coca monster jumps out at you. The irony to things, though, too. Speaking of coca, is that the leaves are through the Andes for thousands of years. You take and chew on the leaves, and it just provides like a mild sort of caffeine buzz. That's it, because it hasn't gone through all this.
It eats your teeth. It dissolves your teeth.
No kidding.
It's caustic, as I said.
The coca. So the leaves
cocaine
themselves.
and bubble gum. Did you know that?
Interesting.
Yeah, Yvonne, you're right. You know that I felt that it was demonic. It was like a demon in the bag getting into the stuff,
Yeah. Oh my God.
How do you know? I was just thinking that it's like a demon.
Yeah.
Demon. Demon.
Holy.
Are you psychic? I was just gonna say that.
Well, he is.
He's like a demon.
Well, no, he kind of is intuitive.
I was the one who said that stuff.
Cocaine's not like it used to be either. The formula has definitely changed.
A lot of pollutants and toxic shit. You don't know what's going in there. So it's horrible to see. Michael J. Fox, we all liked him. We were so fond of him. The Back to the Future movies, they're unforgettable. And then to see him, destroyed like that.
Bright Lights, Big City. You remember? Anyone see Bright Lights, Big City? Him and Kiefer Sutherland. Bit of a little indication of what little like art, reflecting life, perhaps. So that could have been a period of time.
Can I ask a question?
Can I tell you a funny story?
Hang on. Let Robert finish, and then over to Harpo. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask a question. Have any of you guys seen Justin Bieber recently?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah. Because remember he had paralysis. He had paralysis.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But then P. Diddy. He's a P. Diddy, and he's gone really kind of low key out of the public eye. But him and his wife, you're talking about this paralysis. And then his wife gets a stroke a short time after he comes down with that palsy. What's it called?
Yeah, it was the vaccine.
The palsy. Yeah.
Bell's palsy.
But according to the official story, of course, YouTube and ChatGPT and the official narrative is like, oh well, that's just speculative science. Can't really prove that. It's just it's a coincidence. So it's like, oh God, and then
Small constellation.
and
Small
and the
constellation.
young healthy woman has a stroke, and his wife is like, well, that's just another, yeah. So sad, sudden adult death syndrome, folks. Like, let's not be fooled. So
Well,
yeah,
Yvonne had a question or a comment.
yeah, Yvonne.
Yeah, it was just a joke. A funny story. So Kinky Friedman's in a bar in New York City. And he's sitting there, and this man comes up to him and starts talking to him. They're chatting for like an hour and shooting the shit, drinking tequila. Then they go to the bathroom and they're doing lines of coke. And then Kinky's like, sorry to bother you, but what's your name? He goes, oh, I'm Eric Clapton.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a joke?
Well, it's just a funny story.
It's something that really happened, apparently. Is that right?
Yeah. He's like, what's your name? Sorry, but what's your name? He goes, oh, I'm Eric Clapton.
Holy shit, eh? So that's back in the day, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, oh, man. Oh, there was some more. Oh, bloody hell. You can tell
Kinky Friedman and the Texas Jew Boys.
You can tell, yeah. There was bloody AI, I tell you, man, and the number of YouTube channels that I just have been sometimes like reporting because fake news, scam, spam, like this is nonsense. Like so and so celebrity died today, and like what is this channel even doing here? They allow this crap,
it's a lot of weird stuff.
It's like what, and then we're the ones getting punished. Like, what is this platform actually here for? Really,
It's called clickbait. Clickbait.
Well, yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, look, I think that's about. We've pretty much. I think did we cover all the talking points? We did a great job. Show segment. 333. What's the significance of that? You're the probably chief numerologist here. Watch the online, on air, on mic belching there, Yvonne. Have to. There we go. So. Oh, God.
Just remember 3 + 4 = 7.
Well, we got that down.
Were you going to ask about 333?
Well, and then September. Let's September 23rd.
That's very.
I know what that's about. I finally learned what 333 is about.
Okay.
It's about 333 BC, when the Athenian aristocracy or intelligentsia took over the country and started ruling. And that's the 333 significance of Skull and Bones, that they consider themselves to be like those Athenians, higher education, elite, aristocratic. And that's what, that's their
322.
That's their starting point.
Yeah, I think it's 322, but I don't know what three. So.
332. Well, yeah, 332.
322.
Yeah,
322.
322 BC. You're right.
Yeah. So I thought it might have something with Alexander the Great for a while, but then
it's around that time.
But something else that's been talked about is Skull and Bones is allegedly, so the story goes, don't know if it's true or not, the 332nd Lodge of the Illuminati, the Bavarian Illuminati that they've established around the world out of Yale, which is in what state is that up there?
Connecticut.
What's the capital? The main big city?
New Haven, Connecticut.
There you go. That's right, New Haven, Connecticut. The Doors played the
New
famous
Haven,
gig.
Connecticut.
Wasn't that the Doors where they had that one wild gig where things really went
That's
sideways?
right.
Speaking of which, I'm glad I brought that up finally. Yes, I know I wanted to talk about the Doors briefly here. Good, longtime fan of the Lizard King. What a wild man he was. So, but and he died. I guess the truth of the matter, I've long heard. Well, it took me a while to finally get to the bottom of things, but there was a link that I shared here via the WPRPN team's chat group dealing with his passing and how he OD'd, I guess, on heroin. He was testing Pamela, his significant. Is it okay to refer to as paramour, Robert? I mean, love her.
I like that. That's what it means.
Old lady, his old lady. I think Jim would be okay with old lady.
I like that.
Oh.
I like Paramore. I like Old Lady. That was a nice. But they weren't old.
Yeah.
When we were terms. They weren't old.
But yeah, because she was the one who was into the smack. Oh my God! And you know who figures into the story? Who a lot of people don't know about, and just died recently. Marianne Faithfull. She was there. She knew what the hell was going on, but she didn't say a damn thing through the years. Like she knew. And Jim it was just this bad batch of. It was really pure, actually. I guess is what it was. Pure coke. He'd been sick for a while too, right? And he'd fallen. A lot of people don't know that. I guess he'd fallen 2 stories just like a month or so before going to Paris out of a hotel room window.
Are you talking about Jim Morrison?
Yeah. And
I never heard about the fall.
Oh no, a lot of people haven't, but that's apparently the deal, and that's why he might have done some internal damage, and so he was like coughing up blood, and he never went. I don't think he ever went to a hospital for anything. Probably should have, but and then he had and there's drinking and smoking, trying to clean up and get it together, and we talked about Charlie Sheen earlier, so I mean there's countless stories of addicts. And this pure coke out of North Africa, I think was the connection, maybe Morocco, or it's just the way the smuggling routes and the French connection, as it were. So
can I piggyback that?
Rock and Roll Circus. There was a club by this Mick Jagger and the Stones.
Jaffe,
check out the YouTube documentary link. Go ahead, Yvonne. The floor is yours.
Well, back then, the CIA would take heroin and even cocaine, and every once in a while they'd take a baggie or whatever and make them extremely potent, allegedly.
No kidding.
And so basically they would call some drug users. And that could have happened to someone like Janis Joplin or Jim Morrison or others.
Yeah.
That they got the wrong bag.
Didn't know that. Never heard of that. That's something.
And in addition, I think you alleged to it before, where Charlie Manson was probably employed by the CIA. The FBI.
Chaos.
Touch him.
Yeah.
They were feeding him the
and that with Manson, just that they wouldn't touch him. They just left him alone.
Tom O'Neill.
And that somehow the government wanted, because there's so many hippies were against the Vietnam War, the government wanted to put down hippies, make them look horrible and violent, and discredit them.
That's right.
Because the opinion about the war was changing against the war. And so, the government thought, well, if they could make hippies look bad through people like Manson, and that Manson's just a typical hippie bullshit. Anyways,
COINTELPRO.
I was a hippie. I thought of myself as a hippie in 67, 68. I grew my hair really long, tied it in braids and whatnot. And then I realized, my God, this guy's just destroyed this whole feeling, because hippiness was a feeling of love and happiness and joy.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
I'm still a hippie.
Yeah. I think essentially, we remained
I was too young to be a hippie.
Robert went to Woodstock. We got a Woodstock baby here.
You want to hear? Now I'm going to tell you a funny story. I was at Woodstock, and the first act at Woodstock was Richie Havens.
That's right.
And then Sly and the Family Stone and a couple of others. And I saw the storm coming, so I left at 2:00 in the morning. I said to my brother, "Hey, Rudy, look at this." Arlo Guthrie came on and said, "Hey, folks, they've closed the New York State Thruway."
Yeah.
And I said, "Holy shit." So we had only money. We didn't have food. We didn't have water. We thought we'd be able to buy stuff. And then we saw lines for the concessions that were a mile long on the first night. I said, "Rudy, let's get the hell out of here. Let's get back to the city." So we walked like 2.5 miles to where he had left the car. and got in the Firebird and buzzed home. And fortunately, I turned the corner. There was a beautiful parking spot there. I parked the car. Then I turned on the TV, and the storm had come down and washed it out. But Richie Havens was the first act, right? So years later, I'm at a New York Health Expo, and there's going to be a thing on the JFK assassination, a whole bunch of other things. It's a real, like a state fair inside a building in New York City. So the door opens, and I see this tall black man, and I walk up to him and I said, Richie Havens, man, I was at Woodstock. You know, I remember you were the first act. And he says to me, I'm Dick Gregory. And Dick Gregory and I became friends after that. He treated me like a heckler. I went to one of the he was really the first guy that released the Dr. Zapruder film, thinking it was real. But I had some fun being in the audience as he was going into his talk. And it was about the upcoming oil war. So he brought out a cover of Newsweek that showed paratroopers, and he said, can anybody read that? And I could read it, and I read it, and he went, what? You can read that? And I said, yeah. And he goes, whoa. So he goes like this, ruffles through the pages. He goes to the page where the main article was, and it's really small type, and he goes, can you read that? I said, no. And the whole audience cracked up. Yeah. That's another, Jeffy, you're right. I should write a book. My brushes with greatness. That's what I like to call it. I told you about the Muhammad Ali thing and Michael J. Fox. So.
Sure.
People walk out of the screen onto my street.
Charlton Heston.
I met Charlton Heston.
That's right.
And
now,
I like to say, shake the hand of Moses. When I meet actors.
Now, and capping it all off, now you've met the pirates down here in Skullport Harbor.
Yep. Yeah, I know. Buccaneers.
Check this one out. See if I can. How much of if this even comes through. The audio. Can you hear that, Yvonne?
Audio of what? Your voice or something else?
Can you hear the guitar?
Nope.
Nobody can hear the guitar. You can only hear my voice. So it's coming in.
Oh, I can't hear anything.
Over the pole, flying on a jet airliner. Chicken flying everywhere around the plane. Could we ever feel much finer? Coming into Los Angeles, bringing in a couple of keys. Don't touch my bags if you please, Mr. Customs Man.
Yeah.
And with a ticket to Mexico, no, we couldn't look much stranger. Walking in the hall with his things and all smiled and said he was a lone ranger coming into Los Angeles, bringing in a couple of keys. Don't touch my bags, please, Mr. Customs Man. Whoa, 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 whoa. Can you hear the guitar?
I can hear it a little bit. It was like
I couldn't
low,
hear the
but
guitar.
I could barely hear it.
Hey, have you ever seen the movie Stop the Rain? It's about a heroin job. This guy, Nick, what's his name?
Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte's first movie. That's unbelievable. Who Will Stop the Rain?
Oh, okay. All right.
What an amazing film that was.
Where Nick Nolte's got to be? He's probably early 80s now.
I don't know. Is he still alive?
I think he is. Unless the COVID kill shots got him. So, but anyways, folks, something that's got us is the fact that we've been, doing a pretty good job here of holding and patching this one together. Show segment 333 of World Pirate Radio News. Let's do a quick round the horn deal. Hopefully, we'll be back this Friday with a show of some kind, feature show. If you're not, you'll be able to hear from us again here shortly. More help via our listeners, of course, so we'd be a lot more capable and able and inclined in feeling a sense of obligation, responsibility to produce top-notch quality routine, consistent content more so than what we're doing now. Let's quick before we do the round horn deal. Let's give shout out here, mention acknowledgement to Zane Ivey, of course. David Wilkes,
Zane.
yeah, out of Seoul, Korea. Always good to have him on board. Former, he was like
he played flute at my wedding.
Oh, I didn't know that. He's a capable, very capable actor, stage performer.
Yeah, he played Navajo flute and Pueblo flute.
He's
very good.
Yes, that's part of his cultural heritage too, I believe.
Yeah,
amazing. So he's I think he's like Irish.
Is he Canadian also?
He's American. Former special.
He's also in Navy intelligence,
apparently,
but don't tell anybody.
Don't you? Are you? You should be. You're probably friends by now on Facebook.
Facebook, yeah.
Talk to him. You'd probably might hit it off. So, don't hold me accountable if things kind of go off into the off into the ditch or not work out the way. That's the thing. General disclaimer, right? No third party. Just liability. Yeah, bound
stuff.
Similar to the way we do the. We actually have the Operation Secret Santa coming up here in December 15th. Let's not forget about it. Get prepared now. It's just a couple months on down the road. Get thinking, how can we contribute to making this? It's not Jaffe's Christmas campaign. It's the world's Christmas campaign, generating. Because there's long been this war on Christmas, long been a war on our consciousness, obviously.
Oh, man. How about JonBenet Ramsey? The whole purpose, she was a human sacrifice to kill the spirit of the Christmas child. It's so obvious.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a full moon that night. There was a full moon on that Christmas. And you know something? The sheriff of Boulder was there at the party the night before. It's a really weird story, man. The Santa Claus.
Wow.
But that was a Masonic murder to sacrifice JonBenet Ramsey to kill the spirit of the Christmas child. Because for years and after that, you couldn't come to Christmas without remembering JonBenet Ramsey's terrible murder. So as part of the psychological operation was to kill the spirit of Christmas, the innocence and the beauty of the Christmas, the Christ child. And that's as clear as.
I didn't know that, the timing, but as I say, in politics, and I guess from the sounds of things now, Freemasonry, not a religion, by the way, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, timing is everything. Zane Ivey saying, actually, Rabbinic Judaism developed in late antiquity during the 3rd to 6th centuries CE, later than Christianity. So I guess that's going back to the Judeo-Christian remark. In addition to Judeo-Christian, there's also Chrislam. Yeah, I guess because in part Christ is regarded, you're supposed to, essentially, as from generally what I understand, that as a practicing Muslim, hold Christ in high regard, not as a god, but as a prophet. So, 1934. Well, let's go back to these mentioned 1934, 1933. Robert earlier was mentioning the collaboration between the Zionists, political they wanted their own separate Jewish Ashkenazi.
Hey, you want to hear something else?
Put the Nazi back in the Ashkenazi.
I got banned from social media.
I've read the Dead Sea Scrolls, and the teacher of righteousness of the Essenes was called a Nazi. Nazi. And some people think him a Nazarene, Nazarene. But this is amazing that the union of the National Socialists with the Zionists gave them funding and gave them another group of support for their agenda to get Jews to Palestine, to create Israel.
Of course.
And you see how we went from 1917 and blackmailing Woodrow Wilson to 1942 and wanting to get the U.S. again into the war in Europe again to promote that agenda, the Zionist agenda.
Yep.
It's such a big.
Well, and the double-headed Nazi have you seen the double-headed coin with the swastika on one side and the Star of David on the other?
Absolutely.
But no,
that is it.
And here's another thing, but we're not supposed to know about this, of course, right? Nobody's supposed to know or think about it. And God forbid mainstream media ever, mention these things. Also, the 6 million, there's actually a Holocaust before World War II. The world Zionism, I guess, Jewry is some accounts as they would refer to it.
Armenian.
They're like, oy vey, 6 million, the original.
It's a magic
tongue
number.
of Christ, what he spoke, Aramaic, but the magical 6 million number. Yeah, that's right. But this isn't World War I. They totally wiped that off of YouTube. You can't find it unless you go to archive.org. This reference to the World War I, and I think it was the lead up to World War I. They bought newspaper ads talking about, there's going to be a liquidation of Europe's Jews, 6 million. So, and then 1933, so it's like predictive programming and self-fulfilling prophecy. Basically, they had their battle plan. It was putting all the chess pieces in place to what they had that they were wanting to pursue and see come to fruition. That psychotic. So, but anyways,
can I chime in for a sec?
Yeah.
Well, also the Talmud.
Yeah.
There's a section there where it talks about 6 million being the perfect sacrifice.
Shoah, burnt offering.
And in reality, if you look at history, they're saying probably it was more like 5.1 million Jewish people were slaughtered around World War II.
Yeah, it's less than that. It's not even that much.
I think it's true, 5.1 million.
It's far,
but the 6 million was from the Talmud.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's kind of like a sacred number.
Yeah.
Do
you know, and how many non-Jewish people died during World War II?
Well, probably 6 or 7 million.
Oh, I think a lot more than that, Yvonne. Like 10 to 12
Russia
times.
lost 25 million people.
I'm talking about people mentally challenged, mentally handicapped, schizophrenics,
fought to
gays,
kill,
communists,
soldiers,
Roma,
civilians.
25 million.
Also, there are other Holocausts as well. I mean, there were Armenians that were slaughtered by the Turkish, about 5 or 6 million.
That was another Rothschild
also,
enterprise.
Ukrainians were slaughtered in the 30s, starved to death by Stalin. About 9 million people.
Holodomor or something they call it. Holodomor. So,
and then also in the Congo, under the Belgian king,
Leopold,
probably about 12 million were slaughtered.
Yeah.
Turn of the 19th, 20th century around there.
So look at the Balkanism too. It was all of them. After Austro-Hungary fell, I mean, they were literally just taking each other out and left and right.
Balkanization.
Balkanization.
Yeah.
Vulcanizing.
Oh,
sorry.
That too. Yeah. The sign.
In Korea, the B and the Z are similar.
Yeah. That's
Vulcanization.
A lot of Westerners don't know. You're talking about Korea, the B-up, and then English V, the way we have to teach them to properly pronounce. Yeah. But the last point.
One country, though, everybody overlooks, and that's Serbia.
Oh, my God.
Serbia is the direct reason for World War I starting, and then freaking the stuff they pulled with Serbia, where they were doing the genocides back in the 90s.
They're doing it again, and guess what? Yep. According to Redacted, they're gearing up to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, World War I, it was planned more by the British back around the turn of the century. And probably what caused it more was that the Germans wanted to get oil from Iraq, that area, and the British were not letting them. And so the shot fired, that's just kind of like it's like, okay, let's start it now, I guess,
Right.
it was inevitable, basically.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, World War One started because of the assassination of that Franco guy.
That's what
in,
started it.
Duke
But
Ferdinand.
you know,
Francis
you're a betting
yeah.
man. It would have started like any time.
Tinderbox.
Really.
They needed something to
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
a
it was
spark.
a tinderbox. Exactly.
Yep.
Just a
And
justification.
it had more to do with oil in Iraq than anything else.
That's a great point. I've
By
never.
the way, my father was Serbo-Croatian.
World War II veteran as well, correct? Served in the Navy.
That's it. Yeah, he was born in 1907, and then he became a merchant marine. Then joined the Army Navy.
You so followed up in a similar sort of path. Basically.
Yeah, well, yes, I did. Followed, a love for the sea, maritime interests, psychology. My mother always said he was a psychologist because the captain of the ship has to be a psychologist.
Yeah. What was your rank, by the way? Because you had a pretty you were part of a few operations out on the high sea, the East Coast there at some point.
I was in a paramilitary organization as part of the Department of Homeland Security, but I'm not allowed to tell the name publicly, but I was a commander.
You'll have to kill us if you did.
No, I don't kill anybody. But commander. That's my rank.
Yeah, coming. Yeah.
Cool.
And coxswain.
Right.
Couldn't tell you even if he did kill anybody.
So let me just finish by saying this, kind of bringing it back full circle and hopefully tying it all together with the double-headed, swastika Star of David, and how long they've been collaborating, even to this day. That the 1933 transfer agreement, that and the fact that was instrumental. Look into that. I'll say it one more time. It's the Havara 1933 transfer agreement. Got to know our history, folks. I don't know a lot of it, but I do know enough to realize that was instrumental, very significant, pivotal, and something that, once again, a lot of the Mockingbird media does not want us to think about. In addition to that, 150,000, upwards as many as 200,000 Jews fought for the Nazis in World War II. They wore Nazi uniforms and fought in support of Hitler's war machine. How many listeners are aware of that? So, and where are they now?
Yeah,
That's the question. Where are they now? Hello.
At Sejong University. He lived upstairs from me. He was Jewish from Hungary. And as he said, his father was high-ranking Nazi in Budapest.
Oh, so there you go. The end. I guess the ends
He's
justify
Jewish.
the means.
It kind of blew my mind. I'm like, what?
Well, because we've been so dumbed down and indoctrinated.
But I mean, the secular Jew.
Well,
like they didn't know he was Jewish.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They killed most of the religious ones. If you don't want to go, and you didn't want to go to Israel, well, fine, go to the camps. So, but you don't want to support political Zionism? Fine, go to the camps. So let me just finish off the talking points here, and then we'll do a quick round the horn to once again, because time is running short here. I didn't plan on doing an extra hour. This is your value added content, folks, in case you haven't already got enough from us this week. But 1934, the Jewish Autonomous Oblast region for Eastern Russia was established as a home for the Jews. 1934, Jewish Autonomous Region, that's JAR, Oblast, in Eastern Russia established as home for the Jews. Interesting. The Pope said coca leaf is okay, though. Well, just I guess don't overdo it, right? So, it'd be interesting if you brush your teeth after, see how that goes. But and mix it, make a drink or something. Actually, well, Coca-Cola, right? Coca-Cola kill ya. Let me finish. I'll say this. I know I'm coming across as a little manic or what have you, but somebody's gonna keep the stream of consciousness.
Coke will kill you.
Yeah. Here, did you know this, Zane, Yvonne, that here in South Korea, as compared to the States, they have a part of what they add to their chemicals. It's cancer causing. It's a carcinogen. Here in South Korea, that cancer causing ingredient, nearly 30 times as much. 25 apparently is what it, more or less, information I came across back in the day. Coca-Cola doesn't really advertise that, though. They don't really tell too many people. Most Koreans have no idea. And on top of that, I asked them, or they asked me, like, geez, teacher, why do you think there's so much of this? Why so much more cancer causing, ingredient in Korean coke will kill you. And I just look at them like as if they didn't already have their stare wasn't blank enough already that I kind of return like shaking my head like you don't get it, do you? It's like they're trying to kill you. Hello, like they want you dead. It's not that complicated. So I like YouTube's channel Signal Before Silence, says Zane. Signal Before Silence. Not sure if anyone else out there has heard about it, but check it out. He's given us his support and recommendation. Use of AI to investigate things. Maybe he's being facetious. Oh gosh, we got geez, I don't. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do here, bring it up, guys. Do a roundtable while we're going about just doing a screen share here of what because you put so much hard work into it, and we always do appreciate your support, of course, folks. At the really looking great there, Sonia. What you've got over via the merchandising end of things, and courtesy of WPRPN.com. Swab the deck in style. Get your pirate merch. That's like top notch. That's great. So just click on. You got T-shirts. You got your steady as she goes, like Thieves in the Night. You know,
that's a song, isn't it?
It's like Thieves in the Night.
No, steady as she goes. Isn't that a song?
Could be, maybe. So yeah, but there we go. Yeah, who's I don't know who recorded it, who made it famous.
There she blows.
You, Jeffy.
Well, it is a great song title. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
Okay, Robert, one more time. Robert Morningstar at Substack.com. I think I've got it.
Dot Substack.
That's Robert Morningstar .substack.com. Either way, it's there it'll be there in the archived and things. People just click on the link.
By the way, I added a program I did with a Norwegian outlet that has 44 stations or channels to Europe on 3i Atlas. So it's in the chat there. John Brandenburg and I analyzed, gave our opinions on the nature of 3i Atlas. And just now I'm about to watch Professor Avi Loeb. He says that they've detected 9 other objects moving with it.
Oh my God. Let's break that down for us. Let's hear a little more of the lowdown. What do we see taking place there? How soon can we expect these objects to reach Earth's atmosphere?
No, they're going to be on the other side. You see, this is a weird one. It's taking a path that's going to fly by Mars, and then it's going to go behind the sun, and then it's going to come around the sun and fly by Venus. It's going to kind of stay away from us. If you think it's, as I said, think of the ring around the sun. The sun is going to be between us and this, I just going to call it Atlas. The name is too long. But the I in 3i means intergalactic. So these are new objects that have come into the solar system for the first time. So Oumuamua is called one Oumuamua. 2, Borisov. Borisov is the second object that came in, was discovered by a Russian scientist named Borisov, so they call it. And this one is Atlas. And I don't know, I've been trying to find out why they named it Atlas.
Right. What are the
it's 3i Atlas.
Triple I, 333. What are the
third eye?
Sure. Question.
Quick Atlas question. Atlas is the Titan who was condemned to hold up the sky. They usually show him with a globe on his back, and people think he holds up the earth. He holds up the sky. Wow. So it's really kind of an awesome concept.
Sure.
Of a primordial force.
So
that keeps the firmament up there.
What then, Robert, do you foresee? What are the potential implications? And finally, how soon can we expect this to be impacting us and our immediate vicinity?
This October 30th and December it's going to go behind. But the closest point for visuals, it's not going to be easy because it's on the other side of the ecliptic. We're in a ring like this. We will be opposites, so it's going to be hard to see it. But the one that's really unusual is the biggest comet of my lifetime is coming in. It's called Swan, Comet Swan, and it's going to be in our skies peaking on October 20th, 19th and 20th, and my birthday is the 18th, so it's going to be there. And when I was born, there was a comet, and I remember seeing it as an infant in my grandfather's arm.
What?
A month after I was born, it came around again.
You remember seeing it?
Yeah, man. I woke up in the womb. I remember being in the crib, thinking everything was me until my finite ending was my skin. I remember my eyes coming into focus. I remember everything since my conception.
That's quite something. So I'm not sure it's a rare.
Well, the conception part was later in my life. I asked to be hypnotically regressed by an expert British hypnotist. I asked to be regressed to my own conception. And I remembered being a sperm cell looking for the egg and homing in on heat. Because if I went one way, my conception was when I broke into the egg. I broke into the egg, and when I was in the egg, I became secure, and I rested, and I felt my spine develop first, and it was like volcanic, this lava. It was like lava made a line, and it became my spine, and then my nervous system started to extend, and I saw my development. But I woke up in the womb. You know, the recovery of the conception memory came through hypnosis when I was about 32, 33. But I woke up in the womb because I was awakened by music. I was also a late-term baby. I was about 2.5 weeks late, so I was overdeveloped. I was overdeveloped, and I was very happy in there. And hearing heartbeat of, I remember all those things.
Isn't it amazing?
So with a special memory, and I use it.
It's amazing. And the way most men too, it's like, what is it? You're a little overdeveloped. They spend on average 9 months trying to get out of that particular area of a woman's anatomy. The rest of their lives trying to get back in.
St. Thomas Aquinas said that. Or not, St. Augustine. St. Augustine said that.
So did St. Jaffe just now. So
St. Jaffe just
can add that to the list. Yeah. Anyways, okay. All kidding aside, Robert, so thank you so much once again.
Thanks.
Yes, indeed.
See you later.
When your show, Morningstar Report, it's Saturday or Sundays and Mondays, of course.
Sundays at 3. Sundays at 3 on Studio A, revolution.radio. Very simple, nothing else. Revolution.radio. Studio A on Sundays at 3 and Studio B on Mondays at 10 p.m. Eastern.
RBN Network. That's right. Yeah. Yvonne, our pleasure. Our harpo.ca. Yvonne, correct? First 30 minutes are free, as always. Oh, you got to unmute yourself there, Yvonne. Such a bad boy. He's a very mal-enfant. Unmute yourself. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, harpo.ca. Counseling, life coaching. First 30 minutes are always free. All are invited. No obligation to continue unless you want to. And we're here video counseling around the world. So contact me. Harpo and Seoul. That's the city of Seoul, Seoul. Harpo and Seoul at yahoo.ca.
Right.
And if you want to talk, listen. And everything's confidential. We focus on mystery and grace. And you can get more information at harpo.ca. And thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure.
Tonight. And special hello to my good buddy Zane Ivey. I miss you.
There we go. Thanks.
You too, Jeff.
Two more. Yes, much appreciated. 2 more minutes before Teams kicks us off of here. So galacticfire.com, Sonia?
Yes, galacticfire.com for your t-shirt and ebook needs. Apparently.
Coffee mugs, what have you. We are working on that audiobook version of Christians.
Right. November's coming up.
Oh geez, I got to Camp Hero. We might have to end up doing things on a monthly installment sort of basis, the release of, per chapter, what have you. But we got a few. We've done some pretty decent quality work. I sent you the 10, 12 minutes or so of the last segment. It was pretty solid.
It's pretty sweet.
People like that. So, and Roger Hansen, who is just, other than the what is it? Was it Dawson City? It's up there in the Yukon. My dad was, his Husky, his dog racing sled team, Roger Hansen, the old friend from back in the day. Not to be confused with, this is the other Roger Hansen out of West Frankfort, Illinois. Anything more, Roger, before they cut us off?
Don't you eat that yellow snow. Don't go where the Huskies go.
I'm done. You go ahead and just end it.
Oh, hey, we got that Cafe Enigma coming up here this Saturday.
That's another thing. I'm on Cafe Enigma. That's not my show.
Right.
I'm on Wonderful World of Weirdness.
Reincarnation. Wonderful. Wow. Yeah, Wonderful World of Weirdness. W. So, Reincarnation. What else is going to be on tap for Cafe Enigma this week? 30 seconds.
That's it. It's going to be...
All right. Born again, 35 times in the New Testament, but what was that all about, right? So come on, people, wake up. So, all right. Happy sailing, everyone. Thank you once again.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good evening.
Good to see you.
We'll meet
Good to
again.
see you.
Yes. And we'll just cue up the outro here, of course, as always, and see where this takes us. Hopefully, everyone got what they were looking for and then some. Sorry if we managed to disappoint anybody, but free live streaming, community service content. What more can you really ask for? We do our best. WPRPN.com, as always. The website, Pirate One Radio at protonmail.com. If you have any PayPal support that you would, are so inclined and sending our way, half of everything we manage to generate as far as donations are concerned goes directly back to the grassroots. Hashtag WWRHD. What would Robin Hood do? Email address also very handy. If you have any guest suggestions or show ideas you'd like to see us pursue and promote. Hope everyone has a great rest of their week. And if we don't show up this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, treat them well. Also, on behalf of Captain Long John, Sinclair, and all the rest of the crew here down in Skullport Harbor, until we meet again, VB's high, often all too intrepid Digital Seas, I'm your host, as always, show's Chief Communications Officer, Jaffe Ryder, reminding you, keep your ear to the ground and eyes to the sky. Tally-ho!